Nous sommes ravis de votre patience. Bienvenue dans cette nouvelle version améliorée de l'émission. Welcome to the flat. Footy from the flat is starting. Footy from the flat is starting. Footy from the flat is starting. The footy is starting.
Jesse McClure, welcome back to the show. Footy from the flat. This is a round 13 review. What were you about to?
You just full named me.
Yeah, I did.
That was weird.
That was weird,
But
wasn't it?
continue.
How you doing?
I'm doing relatively well, Dylan. We are in the midst of the final game of round 13. Collingwood is taking on the Melbourne Football Club. We couldn't deviate from our regular scheduling. So we're going to watch the last 14 minutes at the start of this show and chat with you all. How is everyone? How are you feeling about your teams? North fans, we already know. But
It's good that nobody in the comment section was bringing that up
Yeah,
before we
yeah.
went live or anything.
nobody beat me to that.
No saltiness or anything. So that's always good.
It's good. We got 28 in the chat. Thank you for being here, everyone. This is the highlight of our Monday.
I noticed someone wrote in the chat. This is from Monkey Man. Says prayers with my check. What happened? Did something happen?
Don't know. We have been filming, so we haven't actually caught a lot of this game. And therefore, it will be hard to review, but we will do our best. If somebody in the chat could let us know.
Is this going according to most people's expectation? I tipped Collingwood in this one.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I noticed in the run sheet for this show, we have a shared document, and we had all the results. We couldn't put Collingwood v Melbourne, but you put D Melbourne, which made me you preempted the win.
I preempt the team that I'm tipping to win. I will do that preemptively, so then I don't have to change it later.
Yeah, right.
If that happens,
So you only have to change about 4 results on average.
Exactly. Most I still do change, but
Yep.
this is interesting. A 4-point game. It's going to go right down to the wire. You'd suspect.
Yeah, probably. I have tipped Melbourne here. Based on their MCG form, this would be the first loss of the season at this ground if they do lose today. But tell us in the chat how the game's going, and that'd be great.
I don't think the camera is switching to you, Jesse.
Oh, okay. That's probably better that way anyway.
It kind of is.
To be
I mean,
honest.
we'll just keep things on me.
Yeah, it's a bad hair day. That would make sense, yeah. It does seem to be on you entirely, but...
That's what happens when I set everything up.
Yeah.
I can just get this to happen. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do that. And then
there I am.
that's just going to remove any issue.
Centralise a little bit more. Dylan, our streak of 1 of both teams not losing in the same week has come to an abrupt end.
I mean,
Are we ready to talk about that yet?
Yeah, why not? Whatever. Who gives a shit? What I was saying to you off air is that people who think that they can message me and be like, oh, go fuck yourself, North Melbourne lost, you're a shit team, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't do anything to me.
Yeah.
You can't penetrate this skin.
Why'd you say it like that? You're hanging out too much.
You can't get, to a North Melbourne fan, you don't know where we've been. This is ordinary for me.
Yeah.
You can't get to me.
I can relate
just
to
a little 124-point loss is not gonna put me in any pain.
It's not even the worst loss of the season. That was my club. So I'm pretty close to being there with you. We do have a super chat. We're from Only Carlton. Thank you, my friend. Says, since we're talking about top 4, thoughts on Carlton and how they're never going to lose a game again?
That's a good one.
Yeah, they do have West Coast soon.
They do have West Coast soon.
That'll be a win.
It's just crazy what's happened at Carlton, isn't it? Just how to script it has gone.
Yes. Although
I know you said a little bit differently there.
Yeah.
You think that it...
Well, they weren't convincing last night.
Well, no, they weren't. but like you're talking about comparing that to the beginning of the season where they just routinely lost from a winning position. At least they won the game.
That's true. That was new. That was real growth.
That is growth. I mean, that is what ultimately at the end of the day what we're trying to do.
Who have they got this week? Is it the Giants? Do they have a bye?
Hang on.
I feel like they play the Giants soon.
I'm gonna have to bring up to see this.
Forgive me for being on my phone. I'm trying to post a story to let people know that we are live right now, and I'm trying to do multiple things at once. Okay, Monkey Man clarifies that Mychek got stretched off in the second quarter with head knock. Oh, actually, that's not good. We missed that. Hopefully he's okay. Bailey Fritsch has taken a mark. Has he kicked a goal as well?
Oh, it's Harry Sharp running through the centre.
Harry Sharp finds Fritsch. Good strong grab over Quainer.
He's dangerous like that.
Only Carlton says, great teams win ugly, and we won ugly.
Great teams win ugly. Maybe slightly over-egging it.
Yeah. All of our wins are ugly, so we must be pretty great.
Yeah, exactly. So they have the bye, Carlton.
Okay. Yeah.
Then into GWS. And then from memory, it's...
we have a bye too after that. So we then play them, I think, at Marvel.
Yeah, so then I think they get Richmond in a stretch there as well. Yeah, so there's certainly some winnable games. I mean, I still think we need to assess Carlton. I still think it's going to be a bridge too far for them to make the 10.
Yeah. I do too, as Collingwood go inside 50 here.
Yeah, it's definitely distracting me a little bit, that game. We've got 42 in the chat. Keep coming in.
Only Carlton says, hit the like button, you dogs. Thank you, mate.
Schultz, that was terrible.
Ooh.
He had so much time.
Well, it's a 2-point ball game here at the G.
Yeah, this one's captivated me. It's drawn me in.
The last time we had to, and I think the only time we've done a live show for our regular Monday night show, and there's been a game on, was the classic Easter Monday finish. Hopefully we can get something like that.
Was that the Cats and
the Hawks?
And the Hawks, yeah, that went right down to the wire.
And the Hawks and the silver spoon.
D's by 2.
The man on the moon.
10 minutes to go. Do you think it's like sometimes, like particularly when you do content, like you say something and you put it out there into the ether, and then you almost feel like it's fate that you get smacked back down again?
No, I can't relate to that.
Like
yes,
what I'm saying is, like, I reckon we just did our ladder predictors for anyone who tuned into those. Jesse and I both did them, and I think like we drummed home like a couple of big points across that, and like we said it a lot, and we spoke across the videos that we did in the stream. As the D's go inside 50, Harrison Petty takes a mark. What we talked about there was the fact that there's a separation of top 4 to the rest of the top
That's true.
6 or top 8. And we were like, that's done now. We can put that away. And then instantly the week that we say that, the 3rd and 4th ranked teams lost.
Yeah. And there's a big buffer. I feel like it's almost a 2-horse race at this point.
Well, yes, but you know that when the finals come around, that won't be.
Yeah. The stat I saw today was that all the teams in recent history have had a 3-win advantage on 3rd. So the top 2 teams, that is both top 2 teams at the moment, they've always played in the grand final.
Wait, say that again.
So at the moment, Fremantle and Sydney both have a 3-win plus advantage on Hawthorn in 3rd. Whenever that's happened in history, any team who's been 3 wins ahead of 3rd plays in the grand final that year or wins the
How many times has that happened?
I think the example had about 7 examples.
Ever?
I think I reckon it went to like the 90s.
I don't like those stats, to be honest. I don't like those like Champion Data bring them up a lot where they're like, it's like 6 of the last 8 premiers have done this, and they're kind of like, I'll history is important until it doesn't, like, it stops happening, but it's also, or it only happens 6 of 8 times.
That's not a lot, is it? Yeah.
Which is like, it's a lot.
It's 25% chance of it not happening, which is high.
Yeah, and also like sometimes the data size is like really small as well. So, and the game's changing all the time as well. So like it's hard to say that.
That's true. Monkey Man says, don't go to the bathroom again, Jesse. I went famously to the bathroom that time. Famously. But good recall. I went to the bathroom right when Hawthorn got in front. I missed the best part of the game.
Most important part of the game.
We did. Oh. Lewis has also, I think he's become a member for 3 months. I think that's what that means. I've never seen that before.
What
Lewis,
is it?
Thank you so much. He says, afternoon, does Waterman need a break? I think I'm combining 2 comments here, but he's been very emotional. I don't know if he caught the Eagles and put Adelaide, but Waterman was visibly tantrum-esque.
I saw some X feedback on Waterman.
Okay. That's a great platform.
It's a very good platform for just, I think like the best thing about Twitter is that it's just very balanced.
Yeah.
You don't get those like extremes.
No. Exactly. Sorry, continue.
I can't remember what I was saying.
About Waterman. Yeah.
Just about his form and how he was getting too emotional and whether I think they brought into his All-Australian status even about how is this guy All-Australian, something along those lines, which has nothing to do with
sounds like Twitter, to be honest.
It does.
Yeah. I don't think Jake's in the All-Australian calculations just yet, but if he kicked like 25% more goals, like the numbers he has outside of that, I think he's like top 2 for score involvements and shots on goal. And he had 11 marks, 3 goals and 19 disposals in this game. And we're still talking about him because like some of his ball drop action has been alarming. And as Lewis points out,
kicking for goals has been atrocious.
He's got the yips badly, and he's historically a very good shot on goal. So
yeah,
I don't think he needs a rest. I don't think we can afford to give him a rest. I think he just needs a good day, and he'll be back. He just hasn't had a good day in front of goal.
Okay, so you reckon he just needs that one sort of confidence boosting performance? Perryman goes to the top of the square,
specifically with set shot kicking.
Yes.
Everything around that, his game has been first class.
Another thing that we did last week, Jesse, is we wrote off the Brisbane Lions.
Are you prepared to go back on that? Because I'm not.
Am I prepared to go back on that?
I don't think beating the Gold Coast Suns is as big a scalp.
No, it's not. It's not. But I am a bit tired of writing, like, because we've done that in other seasons. Like 2025, we would have done it at some point. I reckon most people wrote them off in 2024 after their terrible start as well. Was that a goal?
That is a great goal from...
Is it Laurie?
I can't see. He's concealed by his teammates. That was an outstanding goal.
Paddy Cross.
Oh, true.
He's doing all right, isn't he?
Yeah.
Some of these guys for the Ds that they're getting performances out of.
Who did he replace? That was Stephen May, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
In pre-season, yeah.
Pre-season. Decent pickup so far. That's a huge goal. Fritsch is involved. No, that is like...
Which way is this game going to go? It's hard to tell.
That is a goal. Like, what would the expected score on that be?
Yeah.
Like, that's a ridiculous goal. Cornered into the pocket.
Well done. Melbourne hit the front again. Is it? I think they're 2 points in front.
Yeah, they're 2 points in front. Yep. I don't know. Jeremy Howe maybe could have, like, it was a pretty light corralling. He maybe could have, like, gone him a little bit harder, but just stepped inside. Max Gawn out of the middle. Langford's, I thought Langford was going to mark that.
6 minutes 50 remaining.
What's that from Houston?
Mortal Wombat has a question. He says, boys, I know it's a top 4 show. I think this is more of a bottom 4 show, to be honest. But can the Tigers get any better this season?
It's definitely an anything show. Don't be nervous to based on the title to not ask.
We talk about the Eagles and North all the time.
We do.
And the draft and trades.
We managed to segue them in.
That was one hell of a whistle.
That was a big whistle.
It was sharp. It hurt.
What was the question again?
Can the Tigers improve this season?
Can they improve? Of course they can improve.
Let's have a look at their injury list. I'll get that up.
I think, I mean, the game plan that they're playing is pretty hard to watch, though, isn't it? I think that's...
But they look so slick against us. Like every time.
They do not.
Well, not like genuinely by AFL standards, but I feel like they play noticeably different against us than they do against everyone else.
Yeah.
Like some of the smaller running players.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
what's the injury list?
This is the injury list. Today's Monday, so this hasn't been updated yet. And last week it has Tom Brown, Nankervis, Piker and Houghton as tests. Due to return between rounds 14 and 18 are McAuliffe, Armstrong, Clark, Lawler, Mansell, Campbell Gray by the end of the season. And then you've got all these players, TBC, Lynch, Sims, Four, Ross, Ryan, Smiley. That's a car crash of an injury list.
Fucking hell.
Which I already knew, but still. So realistically, over the next month, Lawler can come back, McAuliffe, Mansell, Houghton, and Nank, and Brown. I'm thinking guys who can actually make him better would be Brown, Nankervis, Houghton, Lawler, McAuliffe maybe, and Mansell.
I mean, we've seen Richmond in this last 24 months. Like, we've seen them play well. And like you said, against West Coast, they can play well. I think it's natural for these young teams, though, like to have periods where they'll play a big game. Like they'll almost pencil it in against a team like West Coast.
Yeah.
Where they're like, we're going to get up for this game.
They like playing us.
Yeah, they've got high energy, a lot of pressure. And then they inevitably just like hit a wall and the motivation levels just detach a little bit. I think that's going to happen with the Richmond. I think when oh my God.
Oh, turnover. Cozzy Pickett in the pocket has.
I was just seeing that unfolding and like my brain was losing connection with what I was saying. And I'm like, oh. Because if Cozzy kicks this, it could be over. This would put it out to 8 points.
This would be a big goal in the context of the game. And terrible for Dylan's tipping.
Terrible for my tipping.
Jack says, hopefully North WA deal works out for the club financially. Seems like the next few years will be the worst possible time to be giving up a home ground advantage against Fremantle.
What was that?
Wow, Cozzy Pickett has shanked it. And this game was absolutely still in the balance. Pendlebury has taken the intercepting mark.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, how much can you really put on the WA factor for North Melbourne where...
You're probably going to lose that game in Melbourne anyway.
Oh, we're definitely going to lose that game in Melbourne. I mean, like... Would we have got beaten by 124 points in Melbourne? Like, I doubt it. But at the same time, like, I mean, it's just the reality. I heard a conversation on, I think it was 3AW the other day.
De Goey's taken a mark.
Huge mark. Huge mark.
They've gone end to end, and Collingwood now lining up to go in front. This game has drama.
How would Cozzy Pickett be feeling? These games just deliver, these Monday games. So like we're kind of forcing what they were talking about the other day is like, what if the AFL actually like these selling of home games to different markets? Like, what if the AFL actually did it like the American sports and they mandated it? He's bloody missed that.
That's a crucial miss. 3 minutes to go. We are at 1 point. Melbourne lead.
That was an absolute like stabbing of the ball.
Both teams are like, aside from the Paddy Cross goal, both teams are just not wanting to take the win at this
There's
point.
There's an element of that Paddy Cross goal where I'm like, that had to be just a bit of arse. Like, you can't kick a goal. You wouldn't be able to kick a goal like that consistently.
No.
Melbourne are on here. Still. This is the blow.
Van Rooyen. Could this be the game? It looks like it's to the right. It is. And Collingwood get possession back to 28 remaining.
Nobody wants to win it, Jesse.
No. That one was considerably tougher than the other two, but yes. Monkey Man says if the Pies lose, their season is done. I don't know if their season's on at the moment.
Yeah.
Because I think they can still possibly make finals.
I mean, it's almost, there's not many teams that their season is actually done for like mathematically. You know, like normally when we get to this point of the season, there would be a lot more teams that you'd be talking about. The Carltons.
I'd say Carlton are done.
Yeah, they're probably as good as done, aren't they?
Yeah. But, I think, you could easily say Essendon's done. But I think for a club that never thought they were playing finals this year, there's still any game's as good as any other. There's nothing less to be playing for now for Essendon than before. And with Carlton, you could say the same because they're transitioning their list still, but also they're trying to bed down a new game style and have a new coach.
What about a team like Port Adelaide?
I would say it's, I guess in a literal sense, there's nothing they can achieve in terms of the ladder. There's nothing they can achieve. So from that point of view, the season's done. But they're also a team that want to make progress and develop. And they have gotten considerably younger. So for them, it'd be unearthing some more talent that we don't think have a profile. Dacos has just been caught by Harvey Langford. 1:22 remaining. Conversations all over the place.
We were talking about this before. Like, Nick Dacos is just like, he's not quite having the same impact.
No.
I think I saw that he's still favourite for the Brownlow medal, but it's just not. It's not the same.
Pickett.
How much that's down to the team? They're out here. They are out.
Cozzy Pickett, can he nail this one? He has shanked it. That is a woeful drop punt on the run. And Collingwood get the ball back with a minute to go. This game is still on.
Oh my God. We have to kind of just lock in a bit here, I think.
I might go to the bathroom.
Well, De Goey, 1-on-1. He needed to kick that goal, didn't he?
He gets the ball out. He spills it. This is it. Sparrow finds Langdon on the outer side. Kicks inside 50. Does it make the distance to Pickett?
Cozzy plays on.
Up.
Why has he played on?
Pickett.
Why would
he has
play
nailed
on?
it. That's why he played on.
I still think that's a poor call to play on.
Yeah, it was. Anything could have happened.
Like, you just eat the clock, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
There was 40 seconds to go.
Yeah. rah, 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 come here, clock.
I mean, obviously, it's better that he's kicked the goal because now they can't lose. But
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. The tactical play there is to absorb the time when you're in front.
yeah, I think I reckon that was because he just missed
Yes.
2 really gettable shots. And he's
Yeah.
like, I do not want to go back and kick this.
The D's remain undefeated at the MCG, we reckon. Was about 30 seconds to go.
I was sure they were going to lose this game.
Yeah. Why?
I just think I thought they were coming into a bit of a lull.
That's
They've
fair.
had a couple of poor performances.
They
and,
have.
Collingwood a bit more experience. I thought they'd just get the job done, but great win, given the circumstances. What did you think about my call there?
He's had 3 and 27, Cosy Pickett.
Is it really?
Yeah. 3 goals, 27 disposals. Your call about what?
About the mandatory selling of games. Like if the AFL just did it, instead of like letting small market clubs make these decisions, like, you know, a North Melbourne or a Melbourne or whatever, St Kilda. I don't think are St Kilda selling any games at the moment. Maybe not, but
Not that I'm aware of. No.
Rather than just making it like an open market where you can make these deals and sell home games, if like the AFL had their chosen markets that they wanted to get into and they actually mandated it and they said like, you will get the money to a North Melbourne, but we'll tell you to go up there and play. And they did that actually more consistently. So it was more balanced in the amount of teams doing it, if that makes sense. So like every team would get delegated a selling of home game and they would get the money back, but the AFL would mandate it.
I struggle
confused?
to follow a little bit there, but is the team always North Melbourne in that case?
No, the teams so that's why you do it like that, so that it's you sell a ton of home games to different markets and you make a different team go each time. So the small market club like North Melbourne, they still get the money, but they don't experience the level of disadvantage by the fact that they're a poorer club and need the money.
Okay. So what, play at a neutral venue?
No.
So where would North play Fremantle in this case?
Same place.
Okay.
But they
I'm sorry.
but at the moment, like North are one of the few clubs that are doing it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So like there's, I think currently who's selling games? I think Gold Coast sell games to Darwin.
Does that count though? I think that's a different instance.
Maybe it's a different instance, but
Yeah.
Melbourne do it. Melbourne
To Alice Springs.
Melbourne sell.
Yeah. Then you open it up to Hawks playing in Tassie and Richmond's playing a game in Tassie this year.
Yeah, Richmond are doing it. I think Richmond's theirs is because they don't have their facilities as well.
Oh, okay.
So it's tied to that. But
wasn't aware of
essentially what I'm saying is like, and this is how they do it in other codes, like in the US, the NBA, for example, like they just do it and they say like, you're playing here.
Okay.
Because like, and it stops the clubs from running into financial difficulty and it stops the league from having to bail them out and it forces them to make that money, but it's not as uneven because it's not as free market.
Okay. So what fundamentally would change?
Well,
I'm struggling to follow.
other teams, I can see.
I'm sure it's my issue, not yours.
Am I explaining this terribly?
I don't know.
Like everybody in the league would have to do it. So you would get delegated away games that were your home games, and you would make money for those games.
Right.
Because, for example, I think the NT state government pays Melbourne, right?
Yeah.
So there's money up for that's why they're doing it. At the end of the day, Melbourne would want to play at the MCG, but there's money involved.
Yeah.
Rather than it going through the clubs, it would go through the AFL.
Okay.
They would take the money and distribute the money, and they would do it for everyone. So they would sell more games to different markets.
Okay.
So you might send for some reason the teams that just came into my head were like Fitzroy. I'm like, they don't exist.
That was the first one.
So, for example, Carlton might not need the money,
Yeah.
but they have to do it
Okay.
because the AFL's dealing it, and the AFL's bringing the money in, so they're making the deals. But because of the fact that Carlton are a more wealthy club and they don't have to make that money, it's evening it out for the teams that do have to do it.
Okay, I get it. But North would still get the money and the financial relief.
Yeah, but so would Carlton.
Okay.
But
Gotcha.
but it would mean that North Melbourne wouldn't go broke,
Yeah.
and Carlton would just get richer.
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying, it shouldn't impact you on field if you have a financial disadvantage.
That's right.
Okay. I think I get the point. Yes.
I didn't come up with this. It was a
Okay.
conversation I overheard,
Yeah,
and I
gotcha.
thought it was interesting.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
It's essentially all it is doing, though. It's taking the decision maker. It's moving it from the club
Yep.
to the league.
To the league. Gotcha. Yeah, fair enough.
Yep. We have 73 on the chat now, Jesse.
We do. A few people possibly coming in post-game. Melbourne prevailed by 8 points. What does that do for the ladder, Dylan? I don't think it moves them too much. They were 9th, I reckon, before the game.
So I've got Collingwood at 11th, and I've got Melbourne at 9th. That's not correct?
That is not current. Melbourne are 5th on the ladder, Dylan.
They are.
They are. They move ahead of the Western Bulldogs. Collingwood are in 11th.
It's so funny. We just did our grades
Yeah.
right before this game,
Yeah. So it's based on ladder position, partly.
and Melbourne have gone from 9th to 5th.
Yeah, I didn't realise they'd move up that much.
Yeah. They have played more games than some teams, it must
Yep.
be said. So Gold Coast, Adelaide, and GWS are all a game behind,
Mm-hmm.
which factors into that. But imagine if you said that Melbourne at round 13 of the 2026 season would be 5th on the ladder at the start of the year.
Yeah, I wouldn't have believed it. Yeah, I would have thought. I was very skeptical of Melbourne's ability to rebound. I think we've covered that, Dylan.
I wasn't trying to go.
I don't want to apologise every week. All right.
I don't make you. Oh,
Oh,
dear.
they're having a great season. Let us know in the chat what letter grade you'd give Melbourne and Collingwood so far in this season, because we're going to release that video this week.
Lemon King says, Dylan, did you tip Crows or Cats? Which team won?
The Crows. Then it must have been there.
No, I would have tipped Cats.
I think I tipped Cats too.
Yeah, for sure.
I so nearly tipped North.
You were actually up at. You were like, that's a danger game.
I'm going to stop saying Fremantle's games are danger games because they annihilate the opposition every time.
Have you got that little bit of a chip in you because they're the little brother in WA? Is there that little chip in your brain where you're like they're always, like there's always a chance that they can lose? Like they're a bit fragile.
No, I don't think that's where it came from. I think it's just a belief that in cycles in football, and I just think like
just too much good form.
Yeah, they'll beat the Brisbane Lions. But
Yeah.
I've seen wins like that followed by really poor losses. And I think the more Fremantle win,
Yeah.
and now I'm thinking they might lose. And I'm not even that hopeful yet.
Do you think
Like, I'm
us
not
coming
praying
off
on
the
their
bye
downfall
played
yet.
into it?
Sorry?
Do you think us coming off the bye played into it?
It could have done. Excuse me. I don't know. I think sometimes it goes the other way. Sydney came off the bye when they annihilated us by 128 points. So I'm not sure. I think it was definitely an off day for you guys, and that's not a reflection of where you're at.
Yeah, that's fair.
That being said, to tie off that Fremantle point, I'm not going to say banana skin game ever again for the rest of the year.
For Freo. What if it's a
Yeah.
grand final? Banana
I
skin?
don't know if it's a banana skin.
you,
is
can't,
it?
you can't have a banana skin in a final.
What's a
really,
grand final banana skin? I'd say Geelong and Hawthorn.
actually, I'll give you one. I'll give you banana skin. And it didn't happen. But I reckon the 1999 grand final
Okay.
was a banana skin for North Melbourne. That's a banana skin type matchup.
Yeah.
Essendon, the best team all season.
Yeah.
We qualify in the other prelim final. Essendon lose in dramatic circumstances to Carlton. And I think they finished 6th that year, the Blues.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bit of a banana skin because they were plucky.
Sure. Yep.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep. I suppose 2016 grand final for Sydney, they ended up losing that to the Bulldogs. Again, I don't know if it counts as banana skin, but it kind of fits the mold of what we're talking about.
I think it does
Yeah.
because I mean, no grand final can ever be a real banana skin.
No,
but
totally.
like I agree with you because they weren't. I reckon Sydney would have been hoping that the Dogs got through.
Probably. Yeah,
Over
they would
the-
have played GWS.
GWS would have been the other one,
Yeah,
and they would have been thinking we can have these guys,
probably. Yeah.
but they had some dog in them.
Yeah. Oh, woof, woof.
Yes. Stank or Bank?
New Heaven says B+ for Melbourne and a C+ for Collingwood. Interesting.
Hang on.
We'll leave our opinions for our video.
Yeah, we will.
Sorry.
B+ for both of them. Oh, gee, that's.
No, C+ for Collingwood.
I reckon that's maybe overs on Collingwood, unders on Melbourne, perhaps, not to give anything away. Jesse, Stank or Bank?
Can I just give a quick shout out to our members?
You can.
We've got Jeremy Dark, we have Joel, we have Adam Taylor, Lockman Gaming, Gus Blakemore, and Jai. I think some of these have rejoined as members, but I just want to give you guys a shout out. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Yes, stank me or bank me.
Stank or Bank, Jesse. This one This one, you're going to be really happy with this one. Yeah, we're really
Is
happy
it all
with
West
this one.
Coast ones again?
Yeah, but mostly. This one's Jasper Chalapa from ESPN. He tweeted, Jagger has some ground to make up on Willem in the Rising Star.
Bank. Jasper, you've won me back after the Ryan Marrick debacle last
Oh,
week.
that's right. Yeah, he always gets in.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest opinion hills I'll die on right now.
So this backstory, tell the backstory to this.
What is the backstory? Oh, the AFL article.
Well, he's taking the piss out of somebody here. This tweet came after this Jasper Chalapa tweet came after the article.
Okay, yeah. I think it was like 9 things we learned or whatever, however many it was that week. They said that Jagger had edged clear of the Rising Star race. I think, now think about it, it was before the Eagles-Essendon game.
Yep.
So you know how they release it before the rounds finish and then they add one, they update the article and add one. West Coast fans, including myself, took much umbrage to this. But I think this is a bank. I think Dersmer is the choice.
Why do you think that does happen? Because I would agree with you. Like, I think probably Jagger is the favourite because I do think that they always, in these awards, they always favour those accumulator type players. But I think Willem is clear as a player. I think he's been much better. He's a much more dynamic player. The things that he does open up the game a lot more than what a Jagger Smith does. Why does somebody say something like that?
Did we establish whether it was Gabelich? I can't remember who wrote it. I don't want to
actually.
shout anyone out incorrectly.
Could have been staff writers.
Yeah, not sure. I love that guy. I can only lean on ignorance here.
Yeah. Just no ball knowledge.
Just not watching Eagles games. And I don't blame them, but they got that wrong, in my opinion.
Yes. Interesting. What do people in the chat say about that?
Do you have a super chat?
Some people saying Jesse's mic is low.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know.
I don't know why I thought just speaking closer and louder would help.
Tom Fairbanks says it was Riley Beveridge.
It was Riley Beveridge. I like you, Riley Beveridge, as well. I don't know why I said that to you, but I like Riley Beveridge, but he's obviously not a big watcher of Eagles games.
Interesting.
We have a super chat. Which
do we see? Yeah, I'll let you go with that.
Bonk Choi, thank you so much. The top two are miles ahead of the rest and showed it in two very different ways. Freo by annihilating a growing team, and Swan by finding ways to win from 30 points down, even when they're down 2 players. That's a good shout.
For some reason, I was just doing something technical in the background. I didn't hear.
That's cool. I think that's a great call. I think sometimes, like when your team makes a grand final and you look back at the season, like you sort of look back at those games where they were almost losses and you came from back and still established the 4 points.
Yep.
For us, I think that was McGovern after the siren against Port. You just think like if he doesn't do that, we probably don't win that premiership. And I feel like maybe that was one for Sydney. But when you're in that flow and you are in the top 2 and you're one of the best teams in the competition, you do find ways to win. So I think that was a good shout by Bonk Choi.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if you covered that just then, but they haven't Sydney have probably had more of those games than a Freo where they've actually just been out in front and kind of just they've been that front running side. So to actually play a different sort of a game,
They switched roles this week.
They switched roles. Yeah, they did. But that as soon as we made that mid-season ladder predictor, and we basically said that they wore different, they basically wore those 2 hats. Like Freo wore the hat where they were grinding out games.
The dunce hat.
The what?
Dunce hat. Doesn't matter. Continue.
And Sydney were the front running, beating teams up, smashing them across the season, and they just went. Whoop.
Yeah. Whoop. Yeah.
Just like that.
One more time. How does it go? Oh.
That's what I was trying to avoid. That's why it looks so uncoordinated.
And you still did it.
I still did it.
That's good.
Oh, incredible.
So continue with Stank or Bank, please.
I will continue. Lewis just says Willem Dersmer will be better than Will. Sorry, Will. That's a good one. Will Dersmer. Get it?
Yes.
He's asking a question.
As sophisticated as that was, yes.
Will Dersmer become a better player than Harley Reid? I thought it was a statement. Will Dersmer will be a.
I still go Harley. But I think both, and this is massive nuffy, I think both have the potential to be
the best ever players.
The best player in the comp.
Yeah. Yeah, of course they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I like Harley for his physical stuff.
They complement each other perfectly well.
They do, yeah. And you made a comment actually pre-draft. You said that Dersmer and Reid and getting Dersmer as a transition mid could be the Rail and Anderson for West Coast rebuild. And I think
Yeah, I
that's
did
actually a
actually.
really good call in hindsight.
Okay.
I thought you'd have something to say.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, I mean, they do. Like, Reed's that bullocking in an underplayer. But I actually think, though, in the long term, I think Harley Reid can be more than what he's being at the moment. And that might sound like I'm criticising what he's doing at the moment, but like he's very much like he's so much based around stoppages at the moment. And I think in the full form of Harley, you actually want to free him a little bit.
Totally.
Like I'd want to get some other pillock in there doing that kind of work, like that in and under midfield stuff, and have Harley a bit more like kicking goals, playing in the forward half of the ground.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that often.
No, he doesn't get that luxury because we don't have
'Cause you
the
need him.
depth, right? But I would look at the recruitment of an Oliver Franco or a Marcus Herbert, and that's, I think when you put that picture together, it starts to make a little bit more sense. I reckon that's the vision.
Yeah, it'll be interesting whether you sort of, I suppose, draft that player too. Like I had a feeling last year that you might have taken a Dyson Sharp with your second pick for that reason. So you could, he's that really in and under player and probably doesn't have the forward half threat of a Reid.
Yep.
It'll be fascinating. It will be fascinating. So I have the next one here. This one's about North selling home games from Mark Stevens, the journalist. Freo, great team and good on them, but ... North selling games to Brunbury is pathetic.
I don't know if it's pathetic. I think it's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah,
I mean, you're a North Melbourne fan. You can probably weigh in on this, but we're not privy to the financials. And if it was my club, I'd rather we do things like that, particularly in years when we're not expected to play finals. Admittedly, the contract is for a few years, so that could change. But if it's that or my club really threatens to fold, I know which one I'm picking. So I don't know. I think it's harsh to say. Or
I completely.
unfair to say pathetic.
You're spot on, and it is like financially for these clubs. Like, what do you want them to do?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's a way for them to make money, so they have to do it. I am a bit sort of flummoxed at the outcry for this particular game. So North play Freo over there. Nobody was really talking about that coming into it. Why has a 124 point loss been seen as like this like kind of. What I'm trying to say is I can sort of understand it if it was like we lost by 10 and you're like, fuck, like if we had taken them back to Marvel or the MCG, we're taking them out of their environment, we might have got them. There's no way in any situation we could have played them on the moon and we weren't going to win this game. Like it's kind of, for some reason, everyone's just come out at the margin and done it based on that. Like what damage could this loss have possibly done to us? I mean, these guys like Sheasel and Wardlaw and Zerha and all these kind of players, like they've seen it all. Like they've lost by 124. That's why I said off the top, you can't hurt us anymore.
I think you bang on with that. Absolutely. I think maybe it'd be a better criticism if you lose to West Coast narrowly this week because this is your home game.
Exactly.
And that's where it could genuinely cost you.
I think actually last year, if you look at the two games last year, we actually could have pinched that game against Freo at Optus in the second game. We got out of jail against you guys. We played really poorly in the Bunbury fixture. I suppose what I'm ultimately trying to say is, like, I think more than anything for me, this game is evidence. The 124 point loss to Freo is evidence that, like, we probably weren't really going to make the top 10, were we?
Sure, yeah.
Like, we were never good enough. Because if those guys really believed that they could do it, they would have put up a better showing.
I 100% agree with you. So on that, I'd say probably Stank. I don't agree that it's pathetic.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
That being said, if my team was in contention for finals, I'd have a little bit more to say about it.
Completely.
So we'll see over the next couple what happens. And if it costs you, it costs you. But for now.
It's like, are we really trying to make an argument here that, like, it would have been a 22 goal swing back to Marvel?
That's a great point, yeah.
It's crazy. Monkey Man says Tristan Sherry was monstered by Jackson. Yep. Cool.
New Heaven says no Jinby makes me think North win by 30.
What was that? Sorry.
New Heaven says no Jinby for this week's game against North.
Oh,
we do have the True Footy Cup this weekend. We were going to live stream as well, by the way.
We are live streaming the True Footy Cup, another spoon bowl. We'll call it a spoon bowl.
I think we've graduated from genuine spoon bowl. Hopefully.
At
least this season.
It feels, after that game, it feels like we're back in spoon bowl a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it depends what you mean by spoon bowl, but in a literal sense, neither side is going to win the spoon.
What I do, well, they aren't, yeah. What I do think about that game is that it's like it's all of a sudden after that shocking performance by North Melbourne, like it's a must win for us.
Yeah.
So I think all of the pressure comes back onto North Melbourne, and like you said, if we follow that Fremantle game up against a really poor performance here, and we lose to you guys by 5-6 points, like the media are going to kick us while we're down.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a bad time to get you. I'd kind of rather you would have played in this diabolical, mediocre. Those things don't go together. Diabolical performance where you lose by like 25 points against a poor Fremantle and you look knackered. That would be the preparation I'd want North Melbourne. But you losing a game by 21 goals makes me a little less confident.
I almost think knowing the character of this North Melbourne team, the best for you would have been that we pinched a win. We had
Possibly,
this really backs against
That
the
would have
wall.
been great.
Yeah, like we won the game, and we just inevitably come off those games really, really poorly. I mean, what was our last game against Gold Coast?
Yeah.
Great
Off
win.
the bye.
Every
Not
time we
bye,
come off a great win, and when we lost to you guys last time, didn't we just come off a really good win then too?
Yeah, Port Adelaide.
Because I remember, it was round 2. So yeah, we just had like probably our best performance in 5 years, beating Port Adelaide by nearly 10 goals. And then it was like, oh, we're up in we got this. We can play footy.
That was literally you after that round 1 win. You're like, we're going to kill you.
Yeah, I kind of was. I was like, we've turned the corner. We've done this.
We have a super chat for Griddio before we continue with that.
Yep.
Dan Curtin. Thank you, by the way, Griddio.
Griddio, we actually mentioned, we did a video this afternoon. We're talking about you in the video.
Yep.
So you got to watch that.
Dan Curtin, maybe you won't like it. Dan Curtin, we didn't say anything mean. Dan Curtin is looking great this year. 26 touches at 69% efficiency, 5 clearances, 517 metres gained. Hugo Hall-Kahan had a great debut, and Archie Ludowick kicked 5 goals in the Sandful. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good weekend. He does look great, that Hugo kid.
I reckon the big ones, I mean, like, it's great that Ludovick's doing well in the Sandful. I doubt he gets much game time this season. He's a pretty raw, tall key position player. Dan Curtin's a big positive though. That was the best game he's played for the season. Like coming back from that injury, like I know he didn't play this role at the weekend, but like could he kind of transition into the midfield, be that player that they're lacking in there? That could kind of elevate them. And then I think the Hugo Hall-Kahan thing is pretty big too because they've. Yeah. I thought him and Cook. Were just great off halfback in that game. Yeah. And it looked like for once Adelaide had a bit more avenues to their ball movement from D50.
Yeah, that's been a bit of an issue for them. I think they ranked like one of the bottom sides for D50 to inside 50 transition.
They just kick long.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. No, he looked like a ripper, to be honest. We'll talk about the Crows a little bit more in this show.
Yep, we will. Love the True Footy Cup. Yes. Okay, next one. Stank or Bank.
Yep.
This is from Bomber Boss Alcatraz. The ego, cockiness, and arrogance of Sam Mitchell is reflected in his players. Last night was so fun to watch. Captain Sicily getting completely sidetracked by someone who has played 8 games was very entertaining. At least the Hawks won the jumper fights. Watson couldn't walk.
Fair.
Yeah.
I do think like
Bank.
I mean, it's probably a little harder than
maybe focus in on the Sam Mitchell thing, part of that.
Well, I think that when you're winning, it's confidence and panache and swagger. Yep. And when you lose, you're described as arrogant dickheads who got ahead of yourselves. And there's no grey area. In this particular case, it did feel like the dogs got in the Hawks' heads, for sure. And it was fun, like those Watson comments in particular, at halftime saying, let's see if they walk the walk, or he walks the walk. That, in this occasion, it came back to bite them. That's the only way you can... reflect on that.
Yeah, I suppose like devil's advocate, like you flip it over. They've acted like that before and had success. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't always go negatively for them.
Totally. Yeah. I don't think they need to change too much.
I don't think so either. I don't know if I actually buy into the distraction element of this as much as what it was like. Hawthorn should have won this game. If they had played this game 100 times, like I don't know how many they win, maybe 95.
Probably, although I'd say Selwood got the better of Watson in the second half.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
so that's worth noting. And Lewis on Sicily, that was good.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there was an overconfident, potentially an overconfidence.
I'm not sure. They are just sticking it up.
Is that in Sam Mitchell's image?
Arrogance?
Well, yeah, he's saying like the team play in a way that reflects the coach.
I mean, that's pretty good, isn't it? Pretty damn good player. Yeah, mate, I guess so. Yeah, probably. There is a spunkiness to them, which looks like negativity. You love that word.
For some, the word spunk has been just done to death lately by David King. Like, just keeps throwing it out there and saying
Fireball.
like, what did he say the other day? He's like, their spunk is just like the spunk is going everywhere.
Yeah, or just coming out of you. I think
coming out of him.
Yeah, fuck.
Like, do you know what that means?
Yeah. Oh, he does. He does.
He so does.
Yeah, I guess I agree that it is somewhat in his image. Like, he was a pretty mouthy, tough
wasn't
competitor.
He's gone like into that more coaching, like analytical guy,
True.
incel nerd type. But he's, you know what I mean, though.
Yeah, just
Maybe poorly worded there.
A little harder than I thought you were gonna go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Incel nerd.
Like, you didn't, when he was playing, you didn't kind of see him as like a footy nerd type.
No.
And he's sort of he's gone into that. But yeah, I think like underpinning it all is his competitiveness.
Yeah. Which, as I said, you look bad when you lose, but I'm sure they'll win a game soon.
And Pat Cass says he learnt the word spunk from in-betweeners.
That's probably true. I grew up at a British school as well in the Middle East, so like those kind of terms I learned pretty young.
Oh, the word
Not
from
too young.
spunk.
Yeah.
I suppose it probably was actually, but because we didn't use that. We didn't use that here for that.
No. I learnt a lot of new terminology when I went to that school. More my mates were English, so
Yeah, I would have picked all that stuff up from British TV, I reckon.
Yeah.
Mateus Philippou, this one's from Dallas. He says, Philippou would want to have a miraculous rise as a footballer. As it stands, he is right up there as one of the most overpaid players in the league. I think he had about 5 touches in the game against Sydney.
5? Was it
Yeah,
really?
it was bad.
Wow, yeah. I don't understand why he's on that amount of money to begin with.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've talked him up as a talent. I've liked him since his pre-draft, but there's a difference between rating a kid and offering him $1 million a year.
Can I just give you an update on that disposal count? 4.
Ooh, it's getting worse by the minute.
Yeah, it was 4.
I think, clearly one of the most overpaid players at the moment. Whether you want to hang that on him, I'm not sure. He's still a kid, to be honest, but you could say he accepted the contract, but who wouldn't? If somebody's dumb enough to give you $1 million a year,
Cool. It's not on
4th year.
It's not on him, but that's just the reality of how we judge it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Once the contracts get given out,
Yeah.
they're giving it to him a lot on potential. It'll just be you do sense sometimes this stuff you're looking from the outside too much, but you sort of sense with him like he could be one of those players that maybe needs the carrot a little bit more. And
Possibly.
giving him a long-term contract on a lot of money before he's established anything could be a bad move.
Yeah.
Very anecdotal though.
I think he came into the league with a bit of a chip on his shoulder. Didn't he sass whoever it was, Dodora, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
For picking Sardis over him?
Yeah.
Like, it's just a cheeky comment, nothing serious, but most players wouldn't do that.
No.
I think. He said something along the lines of, I hope you made the right decision. I think he wanted to get to Essendon. I think that was what it was. So he sort of came into the league with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
But maybe that's been negated.
I got a Carlton one next. I have this one that says Carlton 100% loses this game 6 weeks ago. No way they respond like that after the poor start. And even if they do, they don't sap the clock as efficiently late in quarter 4. This is about Carlton in the Essendon game. I knew you'd like this one.
Nah. I don't buy it.
They just keep coming.
I don't
Jesse.
buy it. I think that is striving so hard to find positives.
But they have won 4 games out of 4.
Yeah. But specifically on this.
So this is
particular-
clearly about Michael Voss.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But I was attacking the premise that they don't win that game 6 weeks ago. More often than not, they don't play a side as bad as Essendon.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that's over polishing the positivity around coming back and winning that game. You've got to expect more from your club than that.
Okay, but what about the Richmond game?
Mm-hmm.
Are Essendon that much worse than Richmond?
In round 1, that's Richmond performance, probably. Yeah. Versus this Essendon side, yes.
You reckon they're a lot better?
Yeah, I think that round 1 Richmond side would have taken that Essendon side to the cleaners.
I think
given how decimated Richmond also took Essendon.
I'm not sure if that Richmond side could take anyone to the cleaners.
Specifically in round 1, maybe.
Yeah. I get your point. I don't know. I think it's getting harder and harder to argue that the change of coach hasn't been significant, though. when we're at 4 out of 4, and Michael Voss was 1 and 10.
No, I think my claim was that the improvement started before the coach changed. That was my premise. So I don't know how that changes with a 5-point win over Essendon, to be honest.
No, but it is a body of 4 games.
Yeah.
It's not just a 1.
Yeah. I'd say the big crown jewel in that is beating Geelong. That was a great performance.
And Dogs.
That's true. At the time, that didn't feel like the scalp that maybe the ladder suggests they are now.
They have since then though. The Dogs have gone win against. They beat Hawthorn this week. Who'd they beat last week? They beat someone decent. They beat Adelaide.
No. They beat Melbourne. They beat Collingwood. That's right.
Melbourne and Collingwood,
Hawthorn. Yeah, all under a goal.
Straight after the losing to Carlton. It's interesting. Reef Luke has just given a very generous super chat. Thank you so much, mate. Jimby season done plus a 3-tip round has made me on watch.
Oh, dear. Oh, thank you, Reef. Appreciate you.
I was waiting for the descriptive word in there. I'm like, on watch.
On watch. Yeah, feel for you, buddy. 3 tips. That's rough. Yeah, the Jimby injury is devastating.
I'm actually interested in that. 3 tips. Like,
yeah, which 3? I'm guessing you tipped West Coast.
Yeah.
Surely he didn't tip Essendon. Probably tipped Collingwood.
Tip North.
Maybe.
You did.
No, I didn't.
You did?
I
you said I nearly did. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not. I mean, you could have tipped Gold Coast.
Yeah, true. Adelaide. Oh, sorry, Geelong.
Yeah, Geelong.
Yeah.
Geelong. I tipped Geelong Hawthorn.
Surely wouldn't have tipped St Kilda.
Don't think so.
That would have been a very brave tip.
Yeah, that one would have actually worked out. Okay. This one's on North Melbourne. This is the last one of Stank or Bank.
Yep.
The Hun has said today, because the Kangas' 124-point flogging to the Dockers was North's most disappointing loss in Clarko's time as coach of North. It means the Kangas' upcoming game against West Coast becomes the most important.
Is it the most disappointing? Probably. I can think of a couple of big losses last year. You had 200-point losses last year, didn't you? Hawthorn and Geelong.
Yeah, I think
the context is different now.
I think the context is different. I think the expectation is higher. I think that's probably where this one lies. I think we were still sleeping in that space last year, whereas this year there is a genuine belief that we're out of it. I think we thought a shitty performance was Adelaide by 65. There's now a new normal.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. As for this game, it feels weird to reduce your entire season down to playing West Coast. I do think in the cold light of day postseason, we won't think about this result specifically if you were lose to West Coast but beat someone else unexpectedly.
Where do we go from here, though, if we lose to you?
Well, what did you do in round 3, Dylan?
Well,
because that already happened not so long ago.
Yeah, but that was off the back of a stirring win against
against the lofty Port Adelaide Football Club.
No, but that I can't at the time I can't sort of get across to you how much that Port Adelaide victory felt good.
Yeah.
It felt really good.
Oh, I remember your demeanour.
Yeah, we thought things at that time.
We did. Well, we is a royal we.
Oh, Rogie
says, thank you, mate. Says, I'm not happy, Bob. Not happy. At least Alan is looking like a much better player. I didn't see Alan's performance. Did he kick a really good goal? Oh, he kicked a really good goal against us. But I haven't really tracked him.
Are we talking about Bo?
Oh, no, Ed.
Oh, Ed Allen. Sorry.
So
course.
I don't know if Rogie was just at the game. Let us know if you were.
Jesse and I missed most of that game.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah.
But
is Tommy Fury fighting Eddie Hall? We've just seen an ad for that. We should probably get rid of this.
Yeah, actually, it's really distracting. Yeah, I keep watching highlights.
Tommy Fury and Eddie Hall. That's fascinating. Sorry, we'll leave that.
I'm just gonna turn that off, and it's not turning off.
Nothing. These buttons don't work.
What's happening? It won't. I can't get it to go. Nothing's fucking going in. Is that in between us?
Riffs at Peep Show. No, it is in between us. Sorry. Yeah, in the exam. Riffs, right before he shat himself. So we'll see what happens next. Riff says, how do you rate Mitch Harris? I feel like did you have Mitch Harris in your top 20?
Yeah.
Cool. Hoping West Coast can get him and Ladbroke with their late first and early second. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I like him. I reckon he's, outside of Clancy Snell, I think he's probably the next most exciting key position defender. Mm-hmm. Very rangy, very long, can take big marks, intercept, and he's pretty good on the ball as well. So he's a good one.
Stop me. No, he didn't get it, Dory.
What?
I was making a joke. Maybe the audience picked it up.
What did you say?
No, nothing.
Okay. I rate him really highly. I actually can't wait for champs. He'll be playing on the Saturday this week to kick off the champs versus WA.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that.
That's cool.
Looking forward to the champs. It's going to be fun.
As of next week, we're hoping to have a little announcement for you guys. I'm just going to tease that. We've been working very hard in the background to build something really cool around the trade and draft space. So
yep.
That's what we've been doing. And next week, you should be able to know about it.
Yes. Well said, Jesse.
I suck. We film for hours before these live streams start, and I find I get twisted up in my words so much.
It happens. It happens. Housekeeping, Jesse.
Yes, I do want to shout out bets.com.au. They provide game previews and predictions that are statistically and analytically driven completely free. And they also let you know which Aussie bookmakers are providing the best odds on the selected markets.
It's also important to say that we're on Sideline.com.
We are on Sideline.
Audio-only
right
platform at the moment. So get on over there if you want an audio-only live stream of this as we kick in to the football. The football, Jesse.
Yeah, to the ball game. Adelaide prevail by 1 point over the Geelong Football Club in a result that is not a shock, but I didn't tip it, which is really frustrating. They were reduced to one man on the bench late in the game.
What do you think is the most redeeming part of this win for the Adelaide Crows? Is it the fact that they were down to one man on the bench?
Possibly.
They had a Hugo Hawker-Hahn, a debutant in the side. I feel like there's also a forgotten part of the Adelaide Crows over the last few weeks is the Jordan Dawson thing.
Yeah, I was gonna lead with that.
All of the stuff off field, and he played so well in this game. I felt there was an inevitability that Geelong were going to come back and steal this game. I think they won the expected score by about 4. They were probably in game play. They were probably slightly better, but you just felt there was a determination to the Crows that got them over the line.
Yeah, absolutely. Jordan Dawson's performances in general have been inspiring, and I actually think he could lay claim to being one of the best players in the comp.
Yeah.
He's dominant when he's on.
Why does Jordan Dawson, for some reason, he has... It's not an inconsistent... he's consistently brilliant, but I feel like he goes out of people's association of the top 10 players quite freely, liberally. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, my first thought is it the classic outside of Victoria thing? But then I think...
You would say that, you Western Australian.
But it's we've hyped up both Queensland clubs all year.
Yeah.
Everyone has. Admittedly, Brisbane won back-to-back premierships to establish that. We probably didn't do that before about some of their best players.
Zach Butters is always in that conversation.
Well, that's true. Yeah. That's a good point. So I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that he kind of came from the clouds as an A-grade midfielder. Whereas, recruited as a gun halfback flanker / wingman.
And he was a late draftee.
Yeah, that's true. And therefore, we need more... subconsciously, we need to see him more seasons as an elite midfielder before he comes straight to mind.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm throwing out random theories here because he's an outstanding player.
I think you make some really good points. But since he went into the midfield, I reckon it was round 6. I reckon it was gather round in 2023. I'm kind of throwing that number out of my ass as well. He goes into the midfield he has been a consistently brilliant midfielder, and not only that, he is the guy that Matthew Nicks can say Jordan, today I'm going to play you behind the ball if we need you. You're going to take intercept marks. Today I'm going to play you as a forward. He takes marks and kicks goals. He's everywhere and he's consistent and he's brilliant.
Yeah. He's not quite a Bontempelli, but there's shades of Bont in some of the ways he impacts the game, right?
Jared Waitley said after the game, he's the best of Isaac Heaney. He's the best parts of Isaac Heaney and Marcus Bontempelli.
That's a stretch.
That's a bit of a stretch.
That's a stretch. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't cover the ground like a Bont.
No.
As far as I can tell, probably not. Oh, I was going to say he's not as big a goal kicker. He does kick goals.
He kicks goals. He's up in the... For midfielders, he's a top 5 goal-kicking mid. Bont, Heaney, Petrarca and him.
I think Bont's a similar player, just does it a little bit better. But that's... I'm talking about Bont, who I think is probably the best player in the combo.
Would you say there's an element of... And I think Bontempelli has this over both Heaney and Dawson. There's a gracefulness.
Yes.
There's a more robustness to Dawson and Heaney. They're a bit more crash and bash. Whereas Bont has this elegance and time on the ball that they don't necessarily have.
A little bit more aesthetic, perhaps. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying? Yeah. I mean, on Bont, like I was watching Hoyne today talk about how like Dustin Martin's 4 incredible seasons between 17 and 20. Bont has done that for most of the last 12 years. So,
yeah.
like, there's no doubt that it's not just an eye test thing with Bont. It's the numbers are there too.
Yeah.
But in terms of Dawson, yeah, maybe. As I said as well, like I think when did he genuinely become primarily a midfielder for Adelaide? Was it before last season?
No, it was 23.
Was it that long ago?
I'm sure of it. I'm sure I was watching Gather Round.
Maybe it was just last year. He was announced himself as like a top 10 player.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm tripping.
I reckon he's been a top 10. Oh, but top 10 is very high, isn't it? I reckon his first.
When did he get his first All-Australian jumper? Let's find out.
Yeah, check that. I reckon he pretty much hit the ground running as like a top line midfielder.
As a midfielder specifically. That's
I reckon it was the start of 23. At a stretch,
right.
it'd be 24.
So he was in the 2023 All-Australian team. I'll just clarify, it's not on a halfback flank, but I don't think so. No. He's named on ball. So, okay, there goes all my theories. I'm out.
You're out?
I'm out. I don't know why we don't rate this guy more consistently higher.
Yeah. I suppose you could throw to like lack of team success up until last year.
Maybe.
Where they finished on top of the ladder and maybe people started to talk about him a little bit more. The All-Australians would suggest that he is rated.
Yeah.
Right? But he doesn't seem to be quite...
Is it literally just us?
Maybe. No, but I think it's an aesthetic thing. Okay. That's what I actually think, because I actually think if you look at the substance, Dawson is the guy that, like, he kicks those big goals. He seizes the moments. He is a Swiss Army knife. He can do a little bit of everything. He can get you out of a jam. So versatile.
And Adelaide rely on him so much.
They do. They probably rely on him too much.
Yeah, I think they know that.
I think maybe you could say that like that's a little bit what's happening to Nick Dacos this year with Collingwood.
Yeah, okay.
There's an over-reliance this year and it can cause players to struggle. I think another big thing for the Crows, sorry, not the Hawks, wrong bird.
Different bird, yeah.
that was generally a bird malfunction.
Yeah.
In my brain.
Different avian being.
The halfback. So I mentioned it before, but Braden Cook and Hugo Hall-Kahan, to me, the way that they shifted the ball off the line in this game and hit targets was really impressive. And I think if you add in Wayne Miller to that conversation and you've got these 3 more expansive halfback flankers, I think that is a sign. I don't want to bank anything or guarantee anything for Adelaide fans here, but I think those 3 working together for the second half of the season could be a real area of growth.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you got someone like an Isaac coming on the injury list. That's a real problem for them this year. Rankin coming, Butts, Thilthorpe, Hinge, Archie, Draper are some of the names on their injury list right now, which is not ideal. But I think we were saying before, this season has sort of provided a bit of an opportunity for Adelaide to cycle through some of those players who may or may not have gotten an opportunity otherwise, namely Braden Cook and I guess McAndrew. I don't know if he counts.
Cook's a much better ball user than I thought he was.
Yeah.
He was kicking the ball so well against the Cats. Who was the other one? McAndrew.
Yeah, I don't know if that one's due to injury. I think he just won his spot there. But did you know Dan Curtin was the highest rated player on the ground?
I did, actually. Oh, this was his best game.
Someone does their research too.
I actually watched every single minute of every game this week, except for this one.
Yeah, true. Okay, don't brag.
Yes, well.
Yeah.
I did my work.
Every minute of North Melbourne's demise.
I'll tell you. Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you a big problem for the Crows. So they've got the Curtin factor, they've got the Cook factor, and they've got the Hugo Hall-Kahan factor that could push them forward. What about Archie?
Bless you.
Barely had him. Good one.
Thank you.
It comes in for this game. Pretty much tags Tom Stewart out of the game. He was a big reason that they won, but he does a hamstring again. His third hamstring for the year.
Diabolical.
Are they going to get anything out of him this year, or is it a write-off?
Like he was a preseason draft, or was he preseason draft or delisted free agent?
Yeah, well, they got him for free.
Yeah, so I guess that mitigates the risks a little bit, but
it doesn't help them on field though.
That's a serious problem. Like I would have thought. Do you know if it's the same hamstring? Sorry,
I think it is.
Oh dear. Yeah.
I know though.
Put him on ice.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Put him on ice.
50-50 shot, I'm guessing. It may not.
It's like, is it the same one he did? Yeah, probably.
Probably, yes.
Just free ball.
Oh dear. Well, free bowling means not wearing underpants. So interesting. A great win for the Crows. They've had 3 1-point wins this year. Yeah, the Saints and the Power.
Yeah, they have had 8 games under 15 points.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, far out. That's crazy. Season back on track.
But, I don't think it's back on track yet.
You know what keeps getting me? Now we have a 10. I keep thinking the top 6 is really good. Like, that's where you want to be. But it's still the top 4.
It's still the top 4.
Yeah, top 4 is hugely different to top 6.
You don't get a second chance. The only thing is that you get for finishing top 6 is you don't have to play the wildcard weekend.
That's true. But now I think, like, Adelaide's 1 out of the 6. And I'm like, that's just 7th. And every other year, that's not great.
True.
Not to shit on Adelaide specifically. I'm talking about the ladder.
So let's like stay on that for a second. What is the new ladder? Like, what matters in the ladder?
Well,
top
4.
Top 2 clearly matters.
Yeah, top 2 and top 4 are clear the top 2 rungs.
Because you want that, particularly this year, you got Freo and Sydney who almost have banked those 1 and 2 spots with the gap that they've made. They're going to get a home final, so that matters.
Yeah.
Top 4 clearly matters because you get the double chance. You can actually lose a game.
Yeah.
What's the difference then between finishing 6th or 10th?
Well, 6. Yeah, well, 5th and 6th don't have to play that wildcard weekend, so 7th and 10th.
I just want to make sure here, like, I do know the answer. Like, this is rhetorical.
Yeah. Okay, do I answer then? Well, no, we will break it down anyway because I'm stammering through it. But, like, there is a reality where 7th is not better than 10th because you're playing another side from your state.
Yeah. So the only benefit of that would be that finishing 7th, you would get the home.
Yeah, but unless you're like if you're Melbourne playing Collingwood, like
it's fuck all.
Yeah, exactly. Which I mean, I suppose that's true for an elimination final anyway.
Yeah,
but there's a pretty big gap there. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm saying.
The thing that I think the thing, but if you come 7th, if you don't finish top 6, to win the Premiership, you're going to have to go wildcard weekend. You're going to have to go elimination final from there against teams ranked 5th or 6th, then semi-final, then prelim final. So that's 4 matches to get to a grand final and 5 to win it.
Yes.
That would be an historic... Like, we've praised teams like Brisbane coming from 5th and Western Bulldogs coming from 7th. This would be historic.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess to summarise my point there, I feel like there's been an illusion that I've held that top 6 is suddenly better than it was last year, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's still like okay.
It's the same as
still not a major contender.
It's same as exactly. It's the same as compared to the top 4. If you're just doing it, so your odds are better than finishing 7th to 10th, but they're not. They're just as bad as they were before.
Exactly.
In relation to the top 4.
Exactly.
That's what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah. I'm glad everyone just watched us work through that.
Yeah, we got there. That had no bearing on the show. It was absolutely completely unnecessary.
It's just a thing that I hope is relatable.
Okay, so in this game as well, we've got to talk about Jeremy Cameron. He had an awful game. He had 7 disposals for the game. He had 0 contested possessions. He had 0 shots and clearly had 0 score.
Well, Adelaide's defence is pretty good. That's a factor. You know, they also, sorry, not to change the subject, but they also out-tackled Geelong 88-62. That's a mauling.
88-62.
So the defensive effort and intent was there throughout.
Yeah,
undoubtedly.
It was definitely on show. I think there was actually across this entire round. Not to get too macro here, but the team that brought the heat early in the game generally won. Yeah, it was clearly a big focus for some teams. The Cameron one is an issue based on the fact that apparently he is having this like kind of consistent or intermittent, I should say, like nerve pain in the arm that he broke during the grand final last year. Right, remember he had that really awful breakage and he came back on the ground and he apparently he's sort of been managing the nerve pain that he's been getting, but it kind of gets a little bit better and then it goes worse again. And apparently it was particularly bad in this game. So that's one to watch because if Geelong don't have a fit and firing Jeremy Cameron, that's a big blemish on their season. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Connor O'Sullivan though. Oh, I feel like we did him dirty a little bit in the youth point series. What did we give him? We gave him +3. I wouldn't say that's doing him dirty. I think we'll do our review show soon. He's next fucking good though. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, does it just? Can we just not give Keybacks +4? Well, you gave Tyree +4. I know, and I fucked that one up. But O'Sullivan does deserve it more than Tyree does. Yeah. I mean, they're both talented, aren't they? Yeah. Maybe it was a bit harsh to say I fucked that one up, but it was inconsistent of
me to say +4 Taru when you look at everything else we've done. But
Yeah, I think,
we've done that over like 2 months, if not more, as well, that series.
Yeah, it's really tricky to. Also, I think like just straight off the first teams that we did, it's really difficult to. We didn't have any marker down or any reference point. So we were kind of guessing and finding our way. And I think by the end of it, we probably did find our way a bit better.
Yeah.
But then all the ones back before that
look bad in hindsight.
look a little funny. So there's some things to fix there for sure. But
Adelaide Crows will be out this week, but we're going to do a review show and we're going to try and correct some of the things we think we could have improved.
So another player that played a massive game as a young developing key tall was Sam de Koning.
Yes.
He was incredible in this game, was taking big marks. I think it's maybe Geelong fans would say differently to this, but I think it was probably the best game that he's played for the Cats.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yep. I just thought he was so good.
Yeah, he's been a good player this year in that role change.
Do you think they keep him?
Do I think they keep him?
Yeah.
Is he out of contract?
I think he's coming up.
That's true, of course.
We spoke about him.
Big free agent. I think they'll keep him.
They generally do, don't they?
They generally do, yeah.
They don't lose many players.
Yeah.
The only other player I wanted to touch on in this was Jack. I thought Jack Martin was bad in this game.
Yeah, okay.
And I think, if you're looking at like where in this game, like Geelong could have pinched this game, they were probably, when I say pinched it, they in some ways I think they were the better team, the way that they moved the ball. And they obviously Cameron was well down on the night, who's typically one of their best players. And then they had Jack Martin. There were just some moments where you can just tell a player like Jack Martin, like he's really good on the ball and he's silky and those sorts of things, but like he just doesn't want that contact all the time. And there were some big moments that showed him up. So I think he's a watch.
Especially against a good defence. They'll be
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Next game?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Go to the bathroom.
I've been streaming for 70 minutes. That's well above my average, Dylan.
Jeez. That's gone quickly. It has gone quickly. I think it's because of that game that was on. We've got 153 in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being with us. Lemon King says, have your guys' thoughts changed on the wildcard round? That's a good question. I was pretty okay with the wildcard round in the like at the beginning of the season. I was like, this is, if anything, this just kind of like it adds a little bit for those bottom teams. I really hate and I think we will, when this point comes around, when we get to like round 17, 18, and there's 6 or 7 games to go in the season and teams down the bottom of the ladder are going through the motions. It doesn't really matter if they win. I think there will be a bit of you have a potential carrot there for teams like Carlton, who are starting to put some form together. Maybe Port Adelaide, St Kilda, Collingwood will be down there as well. Like those types of teams, I think that will make some of their fixtures a little bit more important. So I think that's when it'll kick in as a positive. Right now, it does, I must admit, it feels a little gross when you've got, if I bring up the ladder, I'm just going to bring up the full thing so I can see the wins and losses. What have we got? So the Giants are in 10th. They're 6-6. So they're a 50% side. Percentage of 103. Like, do you want? I mean, that's not too bad. It's not a losing record. So it's like it's a 50-50 record. I guess it's not ideal that. I mean, a team like, let's look at Carlton for example. Like they were 1-10 or 1-11, whatever it was. The fact that they've actually been able to kind of restore this and can actually make a final spot. Like there's something a little bit wrong with that because of how bad they were. But at the end of the day, I think I'm probably at the point where like the positives will slightly outweigh the negatives. I know I'm probably in the minority there. So I'm interested to see what other people have to say about that. Wooden Spoon Data, how you going, Woody? Top 2 are best, 3rd and 4th next, 5th and 6th. But with a new draft rules, I'd rather finish 18th to 14th over 12th, 13th, or 14th. Hang on. I'm confused by that. We were talking about the top 10. You might have to give me some more context there.
Where is best to finish?
Yeah. Woody's talking about 11th, 12th, 13th.
Because you're in the dead spot of no finals, but worse draft picks than the bottom 3.
Oh, sure. But now with the wild card, in fairness, if you finish 11th, 12th, 13th, you would have been completely in no man's land. Like you will actually be like you have the carrot of maybe being able to get into the finals.
Yeah,
a little longer.
14th will get the extra draft pick if there's a bid early as well, though. So there's a big jump between 13th and 14th.
Yeah, that's not good. No. Yeah, gotcha now. Gotcha.
I think that's going to be a short-term thing, that extra first round pick. I think that's going to cause some problems this year.
Yeah, probably.
Because I I've been working through some mocks to tease again the thing that we're working on.
Ooh.
But what will happen is if Essendon bid on Cody Walker with the first pick, Port Adelaide, as it currently stands, will net an extra end of first round.
Yeah.
Which I hadn't considered that personally.
And vice versa, right?
Yeah, if Cochrane gets bid on first, vice versa, absolutely. Interesting times. On the wildcard, just quickly before we move on, I will say that it's probably just a precursor to us having 20 teams. Like, they're just extending the finals early. Because my thing with it is 10 out of 18, too many teams are playing finals. But if we get to 20, then it's probably back to equilibrium.
So there will be no wild card round. There'll be just a new final system.
Yeah,
and
the wild card name is so gimmicky. It's just an extension of finals.
Well, it is. Yeah. I mean, the way that I saw it was a mechanism to reduce tanking a little bit because
I know they also bring in the extra first round pick for bottom 5 sides.
Well, true. That kind of offsets it a little bit. But no, like when I say that stopping the tanking, I just mean that I do think that, and I said this before when you're in the bathroom, like we'll get to round 16, 17, and some of the benefits of the wildcard round will start to kick in there. Yeah. Because you have more games where you're like, there'll be 2 fucking 12th and 13th teams playing each other, and all of a sudden there'll be a bid on it.
Yep. That's a good point. I agree with
that. Shall we go to the next game?
MCG on Friday night.
To the MCG on Friday night. Western Bulldogs versus Hawthorn. So I've just got to do this properly. Adelaide and Geelong off.
The Dogs prevailed by 6 points in a, what's the word? Feisty affair.
Feisty affair?
Yeah. Zesty.
The
Greek word for it.
I got the wrong. Is it really?
I think it means hot.
Feisty.
Zesty means hot.
Oh, zesty means hot. Yeah. Yep. I've got the wrong score on my sheet, but I've got the right score on the graphic.
Okay, good.
So 9-17-71. Hawthorn defeated by the Western Bulldogs 12-5-77. My question, Jesse, with Hawthorn versus Western Bulldogs, how on earth did the Hawks lose this game? The expected score was 95-72 in their favour, so a 23-point margin. They were plus 17 inside 50s. They were plus 41 marks. They were plus 4 at stoppage. It was pretty much an all-encompassing domination of the Western Bulldogs, and yet they lose the game. What happened?
It's not the first time Hawthorn have kicked their way out of a game. They did that somewhat against Collingwood. A little bit of luck involved, I suppose, getting a high free kick on the siren to draw that game. But either way, they dropped points, whatever way you slice it. You could also even say they've dropped points against Fremantle, I think in a very different way, to be honest. We probably separate that one, but it is a little bit of a concern that it's not the first time it's happened. If you look at from stoppage, which is where I think going into this season we'd say the Dogs would be dominant at stoppage against the Hawks, but they generated the same amount of shots at goal. One side kicked 8 goals, 3. The other one kicked 3 goals, 8.
I saw that.
Yeah. So, but the Hawks were plus 14 in contested ball. They were plus 41 in marks. So they won the footy in the contest. They controlled it. They had plus 4 clearances and 17 more inside 50s, and they failed to win the game.
I was going to text you I reckon it was the second quarter of this game, late in the second quarter. Watson was on fire. Will Day was, like, he's obviously coming back from injury, but he's doing some things where you go like, oh, wow. Like, just the physicality that he's playing with for someone that's been injured, and he's so composed on the ball. And there was a moment, I think D'Ambrosio hit in a nice ball to Hardwick, and they were just flicking the ball around. And I was about to message you and say, for some reason I didn't do it. I was going to say, Hawks are they're my premiership favourites.
Wow.
And then they lost.
Good thing you didn't.
And then they lost. Well, I'm telling it on a podcast now,
true,
so
true.
I'm sort of haven't I?
Yeah, but you would have been embarrassed in front of me.
What? This isn't embarrassing at all. This is totally normal. But I suppose what I'm trying to say there, there is something about the way that Hawthorn play that draws me in and makes me think that they are the best team in the competition.
They're a very pretty side to watch. I go back to when we were watching Hawthorn and Freo, in a game they ultimately lost. But
and I remember coming to the table that night, and I was coming and going, and you were there, and you said that Hawthorn are just they're too classy.
Exactly.
Too classy was the.
That's the way I describe it. To be fair, in this game they won the dirty ball as well. In addition to that, but they look so good when they're controlling the footy and playing that style. And we saw them. We live streamed the Gold Coast game when they beat them in Tassie, and they just played keepy off and just. When they control the footy, they get the ball inside 50 on their own terms and hit up targets. But evidently, just that polish is what's costing them premiership points at this point. They're still third. So,
that's the silver lining, isn't it?
And there's no hope of them closing the top 2, so maybe it doesn't matter, but like this is definitely something they need to look at.
Yeah. I do think that they would be, like, whoever finished at the moment, it would be Sydney that they would go and play at the SCG. Like, that would be a worrying game for Sydney. They've already beaten Sydney this season so far. So it's really interesting. I think they've had, obviously getting Will Day back is the big one, but like one player that's standing out for me in the last couple of weeks, who I called him as like the big breakout player at the start of the season. I went back on him after watching him in pre-season. This is Cam McKenzie I'm talking about. He's been awesome the last few weeks. He looks like he's genuinely turned the corner. He's so skillful. He's so creative, and the decision-making that he has is top level. So he's been a big one for them.
Yeah, totally. Again, probably a little bit slow to notice it, but he does look good when he has the ball. I'm a little pleased by it in some way because he was a player I locked into in his draft year. I really liked him. So when he maybe flirted with the idea of not coming on, I was like, God, I have such bad talent idea. And maybe that's still true. But I'm pleased to see he's playing well.
He's got I think he's got that sort of a little bit of the Colby McKercher thing where like if he brings the physicality first, the rest of his game will come. But if he comes in and he thinks I'm just going to get the ball and I'm just going to be a good on the ball player, he has poor contests and it looks gross.
Yeah. We've talked a lot about Hawthorn.
They didn't even win the game. They did not win the game. The Dogs did, and it I think really started and stemmed from their defense.
Yeah,
with the bombardment that they were under, they were able to. You enjoyed that.
I
saw a little smile on your face. They were under bombardment and they were able to hold up behind the ball. And there were times there where you thought, Hawthorn could have been winning this game by 7-8 goals, and they were just. Buku Kamas did an unbelievable job.
Yeah.
He had different opponents across the night, but played on Hardwick a little bit. And Hawthorn just couldn't seem to get that. With Gunston, and Gunston wasn't playing in this game, they're able to get that. They're just able to find him in space all the time. They were just constantly kicking to contest.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's probably a sign that they're not quite on their A game, but obviously a lot of credit goes to the Bulldogs. Right. Exactly. And I think one of the takeaways from recent weeks and recent times at the Dogs has been that age-old criticism of them about their bottom six. Whereas I feel like they've had their bottom six players in their team versus their top talent. There's been a big disparity there. But Michael Selwood, great recruit. Even like Will Lewis coming in and doing a job on Sicily.
How do you rate that? The Selwood performance is interesting because as much as it was like obviously great second half and he shut Wizard down, Watson looked like a class above in the first half. So there was kind of that great work from him to get into the game.
Yeah.
But you feel like Watson could get him next time.
Oh, for sure. But we're talking about one of the more talented forwards in the competition in Nick Watson, and Selwood's played a dozen games, maybe less.
Yeah, we took that. I think that confidence that he got from that big mark last week.
Yeah.
I think surely that's playing into this a little bit.
He's a trademark player. Like you need players like that in your team, and they have enough talent. They have enough icing, Dylan. But that cake is perhaps maturing. I've used a lot of cake metaphors.
The backstory to this, we record during the day, and Jesse, for some reason, just everything, he's coming back. He's like the layers, like a cake and icing, just constant.
At one point, I mixed metaphors and I started talking about the foundations of a house and icing.
And icing, and you're like, and the icing goes on the house.
Yeah. Well, it's just on my head, on my brain at the moment.
Woody says
Buku is a player that I also bring into that. Bottom six probably doesn't capture him right now.
I think he has been.
Yeah.
He has been. He's above that right now. But I suppose that the issue with Buku is that it's like the matchup has to be good for him, right? Like it's hard if he gets a monster. He's too small. He'll get outbodied. So he can do really well with the right matchup. And I think they'll struggle when they get those really big key position forwards. But
absolutely,
I think they're overall they're defending a little bit better.
Yeah, totally. Good to see Cody Waitman back. Didn't kick a goal, but I thought he brought good pressure. Obviously, what was it, like 500, 600 days before since he played? So
and he didn't play BFL either.
Yeah, true. Him just being out in the park is great. I thought our boy Jordan Croft also very good with 3 goals.
Crofty's great.
Yeah, he's good.
He had one moment late in the game where I thought he might have fucked it for them. I can't exactly remember what happened there. I remember thinking he's like, oh no, he's fucked it. But then he came back.
Yeah.
And he took a mark and he might have even kicked a goal.
Yeah.
There was a Sicily and Lewis thing.
Yep.
We spoke about that a little bit in Stank or Bank.
Sounds like a law firm.
Sicily and Lewis.
Yeah.
I thought you meant Stank or Bank. I'm like,
Oh,
really?
right. Yeah.
Yeah, Sicily and Lewis and Associates.
Stank or Bank is a great law firm name.
That would be you.
That would be great for a law firm. You either stank or you make bank. Like, that's great.
Oh,
What do you mean that'd be me? What does that mean?
You're a qualification.
Yes, and I'm very flatulent.
Yes.
Flatulent?
Flatulent.
We move on.
Yeah, so that was it. I mean, these two teams, obviously Hawthorn still remain in third position. Western Bulldogs climbed a little bit, but then dropped with that Melbourne win. So Western Bulldogs, after all of this, they had a pretty tough draw to start the season. They end up in sixth. I think they'd be really happy with that, but also they'd be a little bit confused in their own minds about where they're at.
Yeah, it's so uncharacteristic to see the Dogs in the top six with a percentage of 94, having six wins by less than a goal.
Yeah.
I reckon it's 6.
What do you take from that? Do you take that as growth in the fact that they've learnt a little bit how to play dirty to match it with these? Because I reckon they were too offensive last year.
Yeah.
They just they were just foot to the floor the entire time. They were speeding down the highway. Now they're laying some brakes and turning corners and using their agility.
Yes. And their penchant for difficult inside 50 kicks. Yeah. Look, yeah, you also factor in Sam Darcy. Was not at its best form this year and then did an ACL. Like some of their best
offensive
assets, aren't there. So you give them a little bit of a break for that. And the fact that they're still winning, I suppose, is growth. I would agree with that.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. We will move on to... Oh, gross.
Let's stay on this one for a long time.
I've just seen what's up. So, Fremantle versus North Melbourne at Bunbury.
Are you going to fit all of Fremantle's score in the graphic? Is there enough space?
I did. I had to format. I'm going to see how this is going to come up.
I'm such an asshole. We play you this weekend and I'm flirting with fire here.
Fuck. No, it fits. Look. Round 13, hands oval. So it was 24-11, 155 to North Melbourne. 4 goals, 7, 31 points. That gave it a 124-point margin.
Yes, by my maths, yep.
That's
still not even the biggest loss this year. My club has that, so...
How much did you guys lose by?
128.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's dig in.
Yeah, as I said, in the lead up to the game, no Foss, no North Melbourne, and that's how it played out.
Yeah, 30-goal swing.
19 unanswered goals. So okay, let's seriously talk about the game. I'm watching it. I watched the first quarter and I thought we were profligate. We had some opportunities to score some goals. We're a couple down at quarter time. I think we kicked the first and maybe the second goal of the second quarter. It might have just been the first. We get to, I think it was 7 points the margin. I think at one point the score was 27-34.
Fremantle's way?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they were still up, but we were well and truly in the game. And I think we were pretty much in that, particularly that first quarter, we were going toe for toe. Like it was, there was really only the fact that they were a little bit better in front of goal that was getting them over the line. And then just 19 in a row. 19 in a row. Where did that come from, Jesse? We were absolutely, the only thing that we weren't doing is putting it on the scoreboard at the beginning. And I'm saying that it was a tussle. It wasn't that we should have been further in front or something. We were hanging in there. 19 in a row.
Yeah. That reminds me of a derby we played against them a few years ago.
Of course it does.
We were up by 10 points at quarter time and we lost that by 101 points.
Gross.
We were but also the intensity, we were up and about. For a shit team, we were all over them and then boom. I don't know how many goals. We probably conceded close to that in a row, I reckon, that day. But enough about that. Let's talk about your team.
This was Alistair Clarkson's biggest ever loss.
Wow.
What does that mean?
It means that it exceeded the 2 100-point losses last year. What does it mean? It's a great question. I mean, how do you reconcile it with an otherwise improved season with your worst performance in a long time? I suppose there are actually similarities to the Eagles there, who lost by more to Sydney in a year where otherwise it's been better.
It's been better, yeah.
So that's just footy for you, isn't it? But Fremantle also flexing some muscle that they hadn't previously demonstrated this year.
Can I just say too, they were up for this game. Their pressure at the beginning of this game, and that's what I was actually quite at quarter time. We wasted some opportunities, and what I mean by that, it's like we were just on the arc of 50 and we couldn't hit that pass, but it was their fucking pressure. Like they were just their guys were just in and around us, closing us down consistently. Why are you smiling?
No.
They were in and around us. They were just closing us down.
Why do you have to make the clapping sound?
Smashing into us like this. But they were, and like we just couldn't find any clarity on the ball whatsoever, and it was really difficult to play against. And I there's a part of me that thinks, even though they didn't have that on the scoreboard at the time, it got in our heads a little bit. We're like, we can't, if the game continues to go on like this, we're not going to be able to psychologically deal with it, and we're going to collapse. And I think that's what happened.
Oh, I think any time the margin gets like that, and there's that.
But I'm saying that I reckon that started before the margin started to turn.
Right.
I reckon it came from the pressure, and then we started to shit our pants. And like that combination of Harry Sheasel and Colby McKercher, I think they both had 20 plus centre bounces in this game, and like they just don't have enough physicality to go with a team like Freo, who were missing Sarong.
Yeah.
But we like. In a perfect world, I think like our best midfield now it's George Wardlaw and like two of the guys in there at least. Like obviously LDU's always in there, but George Wardlaw and Finn O'Sullivan. As much as I'm clearly not saying that Finn O'Sullivan turns this game around for us, but he brings a lot more physicality. Like his competitiveness and his in and under stuff is a lot better than someone like a McKercher or a Sheasel.
Sure. Yep.
So he just gives us a lot more, but. I mean, what can I say, really? Yeah. It's a very disappointing game. I said there's that clip doing the rounds on Twitter of Luke Ryan getting the ball at halfback and just like kind of goes out to the left. He like looks for a pass. He's like, and he sort of spins. It's Luke Ryan. It's like the slowest guy in the field. And then he like turns around, comes up through the corridor, and no North Melbourne player goes anywhere near him. They're just like, all of them are just like, I've got a man. I'm just going to stay on my man so I don't do anything wrong. Yeah. And Luke Ryan basically just waltzes up the middle of the ground. They get a handball and kick a goal.
Wow. Speaking of way off to the side, you are creeping out of the camera shot. I don't know if it's
like
a psychological thing when you're talking about this particular game. I wouldn't blame you.
It could be.
Yeah, like Luke Jackson took a mad dookie on Trent Cherry.
Trent Cherry.
Wait, what is his name? Tristan, thank you.
Trent Cherry.
74-7 from turnover, 74-25 from stoppage. I don't know if there's any value in really analysing those numbers. We know what happened, but North has conceded 7 or more goals in a single term 7 times this season. Did you know that?
Just give me that once more.
7 goals or more in a single quarter 7 times this year.
Yeah, wow.
So West Coast, Geelong, which happened twice, Adelaide, Gold Coast, and now the Dockers, which happened twice.
The run-ons. Back to the Trent Cherry.
Yeah.
that thing. He is struggling. I mean, I think there's parts of his game that he's always going to be good at. Like his follow-up work at ground level, like it's really good. But there are certain ruckmen, I think, that he's going to, and particularly with the new rules and the jumping and that sort of stuff, like someone like a Luke Jackson probably just gets in his head a little bit. He just absolutely just torpedoed him.
Yeah, he's having a great season, Luke Jackson.
Luke Jackson's having a great season. It's played into his hands.
Kick 3, Jackson too.
In
addition to winning the hitouts, and Voss and Tracy 4 each.
Yeah, wow.
I don't know if we learned anything from Freo this game other than maybe just their ability to punish a team is something they hadn't quite done this year for as relentlessly as they did in this game.
Again, I made reference to us writing off basically saying that the top 4 was locked away and Geelong and Hawthorn then lost that week. We said we made a big deal of Freo not being able to put teams away.
Yeah.
And they've just put someone away.
Yeah, they swapped spots with Sydney this week. So what has this done for your confidence in the direction of the footy club right now? Is it the sky is falling?
Yeah, I think the big, like always with a loss like this, like the response will be pretty important. That's why I think I do agree that the West Coast game, albeit in isolation, isn't like whatever kind of thing. It's a West Coast game, but I think we do have to respond.
Chill. Whatever, it's a West Coast game.
It's a West Coast game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to win that game. We can't let you guys do the double over us.
That would be funny.
We
are live streaming that this weekend as well, right here on the True Footy YouTube channel and on Sideline for those listening.
Embarrassing though. Does anybody? Can I just like throw it out there? Like, does anybody get annoyed like the Nick Larkey thing? What does he do? I know he kicks goals.
Do I have to answer?
Yes. Okay. Who else is in the room? What does he do?
Is it rhetorical? I don't know. He snaps goals from 50 that are improbable, but then doesn't do a lot of the trad key forward stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. But elaborate.
Oh, yeah.
It's your opinion.
I just don't think he competes well enough.
Yeah, okay.
In contested marking situations. Doesn't give us he's constantly just running. He's always just lengthening and like running towards the goal square.
Those are rumours.
They are rumours.
True.
Joel Haver says he captains.
That's true.
Captions?
Yeah. He has a side job at Netflix.
Holtzy says, do you like Patrick Voss more or less now? Patrick Voss. Yeah, it's funny. I think this is the sort of game that Patrick Voss really cashes in on. You reckon?
Well, I immediately thought of when he kicked 6 against Collingwood at the G and they won by a point. So that's an example of a not downhill skiing performance, which is what you're implying.
Yeah.
He hasn't had an amazing year at all, Pat Cripps. Pat Cox. I'm on fire today. Patrick Cherry. Yeah. God, that's something my dad would do.
That's so good.
Shout out to Dad.
I like the mixed names as well, like Cripps.
Yeah, it's when I start calling them like their dad's names. That's when I know I'm fully a boomer. A boomer.
Oh, far out. No, that was embarrassing, that loss.
Yeah.
Joe Haber says Fremantle are good.
Well, they are, yes.
Voss didn't pump as much as normal. What does that mean?
I don't know. Does that mean like bicep curls before the game kind of thing?
Maybe. Is that something to do with the celebration?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Just like take yourself to grand final day.
Aussie Brit says, is Jessie pregnant? Oh, I hope not.
Is that because of the...
I guess the brain fades.
The brain fades.
Yeah, no, I'm always like this.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think he's pregnant. Take yourself, just let yourself dream and explore your mind. Okay. Just to take you. Yes.
I'm pregnant.
Is
that what you meant?
You're pregnant. It's grand final day. You've got that.
Don't do this.
September air. It's kind of cool but warm. There's the smell of grass clippings in the air.
Kind of hate that smell.
And it's getting towards late afternoon and you flick on the TV. You can see the score. Oh, you haven't got your eyes closed anymore.
No, I never did close my eyes. Okay.
And Pat Voss is... The siren's gone. Pat Voss has kicked the goal. The siren goes, and he's doing that weird celebratory run, and he runs over and he grabs the Premiership Cup, even though you can't get it until they give it to you.
Yeah, he'll take it anyway.
He takes it anyway, and he's running around the crowd, and his shirt's ripped, and he's just doing laps, and he won't stop running. And he's got and the TV, they're just showing it over and over, and he's just going around and around like a NASCAR driver.
It's quarter time, Pat. Yeah.
Oh.
Wow, that was a horrible image.
Yeah.
But that's a great call.
Is it happening?
Probably.
It's 12 wins in a row.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. No, they're a very good team. Very good team. If I keep saying it over and over again, it will jinx them.
It's a long time ago since Justin Longmuir was sooking about the draw.
Yeah.
Back against Geelong.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose they haven't lost since then.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. No, they've been outstanding. Unbelievably consistent. If not for 4-quarter performances, just the consistency to win 12 games in a row. Like, I don't think they're necessarily near an AFL record, but 12 in a row would be extremely rare to be able to just front up. And they haven't, like, they've played some good teams in that time as well.
They have.
I suppose one thing that does work in their favour is they play a lot of the other contenders in Perth. So they don't travel to play Hawthorn or Sydney, and they did against the Cats and they lost that game. They did travel to the Gabba and win.
They won't have that,
to be fair,
wharfy time against those teams in the finals if they play the grand final, for example.
You mean home crowd advantage?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. I don't know.
At the G?
Yeah. Yeah, there'll be 20,000 Fremantle fans there.
Well, yeah, but it won't be Optus Stadium.
No, it won't be. I don't think that'll hold them back. They've proven they're very good away from home still. So
yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah,
I suppose that was maybe something that you noticed throughout the like for example the Hawthorn game was the big one, wasn't it? Where they kind of the crowd really got them up and about, and when they're playing that really kind of emotional surge late type of football. But they do keep. I must admit, they keep sort of proving the doubters wrong with all of the different ways that they seem to be able to win.
They play Sydney in like 3 weeks at Optus Stadium. Who wins?
Freo.
Yeah. What about the Cats? That's actually before that.
Cats.
You reckon the Cats beat him in Perth?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, statistically, I suppose that there's a chance they drop one of them, but I think they're better than both teams, personally.
I think they match up well on the Swans.
They do. Yep.
Yep.
Although the Swans beat them twice last year.
Oh, did they?
They did. Little quirk. But they do. They were also...
I'm actually fascinated. Sorry to cut you off there. I'm fascinated to see that, how the heavy handball, like how Freo deal with the heavy handball game.
If Fremantle are off, Sydney could slice them up, but I don't expect Fremantle to be off. And if Fremantle are on, I think they beat Sydney.
I wonder how the Grundy v Jackson battle goes there.
Yeah, true.
Because I was just talking about this Sherry one. I actually had some stats from that Sherry Jackson battle.
Yeah.
So the hitouts were fairly even, but it was everything else, right? So like hitouts to advantage were 9-2 in favour of Jackson.
Yeah.
Jackson had 13 score involvements.
Yeah, wow.
Guess how many Tristan Sherry had?
2.
1.
Ooh.
And 3 goals to nil.
Overshot. Wow.
Yeah. I've got one, like the only thing that I noticed in this game that was negative for Fremantle was I noticed there was a couple of times he did it. Murphy Reid, and he used to do this a bit in the under 18s as well. He handballs to himself a lot.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if you've seen him do that.
Not off the top of my head.
He did it, I reckon he did it 3 times in the first quarter of this game, and every single time it didn't work.
Yeah, right.
So he kind of gets the ball, and he obviously he's not like an explosive kind of player.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to break a tackle. So he gets the tackle and he flips a little handball that he can like run onto.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
How big is the handball?
Just like depends, but it depends like which way. Like you might go like laterally.
Yeah, right.
Just flick a little handball into the air. So then he gets tackled, and then he either draws they've got to then like drop the tackle.
Yeah, right.
Let me know in the chat if anybody's seen that.
Interesting. Halsey has a good comment. How do you determine who gets the AA ruck, Grundy v Jackson? Well, I wonder how much of it's going to be these performances when they play each other. So
it's all based on the season, right?
That's true. That's true. But to date, like we've probably been leaning Grawn and Gundy, and but like Jackson
and Trent, of course.
Yeah, and Trent. Can't forget Trent. But if Jackson towels them up, then that probably decides it.
Yeah, I think they're pretty much neck and neck.
Yeah.
Grundy and Jackson at the moment, with maybe Gawn just a little bit.
Three-headed dragon. Neck and neck. Imagery. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, interesting.
What do we got next?
I want people to let me know about the Murphy Reid thing if they notice the handballing to himself, but they probably won't because it looks like mostly Fremantle fans. Yes. Shall we go to Brisbane versus the Gold Coast Suns, Jesse?
We shall indeed. The Brisbane Lions claiming a 31-point victory over Gold Coast on their home deck. Bit of Q-clash dominance, albeit the Suns slapped Brisbane around late in the season last year at People's First. We know what happened in the semi-final, and then Brisbane got the chocolates in this occasion.
I was fairly prepared to write Brisbane off sort of approximately. We never fully write them off, right? Last week, the form was really poor, and I think sometimes teams, there's a natural tendency to want to do this, isn't there? A team starts losing, and you go, well, they can't win it now then.
Yeah,
just want to get them, you want to narrow it down to as fewer teams as you possibly can, even though it kind of means nothing.
Yeah.
They come back. I know the Gold Coast Suns aren't the most formidable opponent right now, but are they back?
The Brisbane Lions?
Yeah.
I'm going to need to see a lot more before I declare that they're back. They're not completely written off, but defeating the Gold Coast Suns at the moment isn't as big a scalp as Brisbane need to regain that faith. They're ninth on the ladder still.
They are ninth on the ladder. Do we pardon them slightly just simply by the fact that they've won 2 flags in a row?
Not in the question of are they going to do it again.
Okay.
But in terms of heat that the club and Fagan gets, probably.
Yeah.
It's like sacking Claudio Ranieri.
Oh, we're not sacking.
No, but like I'm just comparing it to when Leicester sacked Ranieri like 10 weeks or halfway through the season.
Halfway through
the following year.
I don't think it was even halfway.
Yeah. They were 10th, which is not even that bad.
They were 10th, and they were in the fucking Champions League.
Yeah.
Like they qualified their group in the Champions League.
What a great decision that turned out to be. Yeah. Anyway, obviously I'm exaggerating to make a point there, but
so Brisbane are going down then.
Yeah, they're getting relegated. No, the point is yes, in terms of like the heat that the coach and the players should realistically cop, sure, but in terms of their premiership chances, it's irrelevant what they did last year.
Are you alarmed at the let's say like the dominance of Brisbane's midfield against what I would call a star-studded Gold Coast Suns midfield that had everyone there? Rao's there, Anderson's there, Miller's there, Witts is in the ruck. So Gold Coast Suns won the hitouts 37-20. So nearly a double smashing in the raw hitouts. First possession though, 39-20 Brisbane's favour.
Wow.
So it's almost completely flipped. Centre clearance 15-7 Brisbane. Centre clearance score 32-7 Brisbane. That was basic. Like essentially that was where the game was won and lost.
Yeah, plus 10 clearances from stoppage generated 11 shots a goal to Gold Coast 4. You asked me if I'm alarmed. No, only because that has been the tale of Gold Coast season. But in theory, yes, it's alarming. If that makes sense. The personnel that's there at the Gold Coast Suns, it is alarming that they cannot get going from stoppage. But as I said, we've been talking about this all year, the 18th from stoppage. Expected score was a 50-point win for Brisbane, by the way.
Yeah, it was a absolutely dominant performance. That midfield, that Rao, Anderson, like, do you like? It's weird because the raw hit out numbers favoured Jared Witts, but Witts is struggling in the ruck. Yeah. Do you think that is the main reason that the mids are struggling, or do you think also just simultaneously like Rao, Anderson, they're down because it feels like there's a bit going on there?
Yeah, it doesn't help when you have a hit out disadvantage, but generally we see like midfields win out, not necessarily the ruck. You know what I mean? Like the good dominant midfielders make it work regardless of whether they have a hit out advantage. Now, to be fair, Brisbane's midfield is also bloody good, but this has been a theme all year.
Dunkley went to Rao, completely shut him out of the game.
Yep.
And I reckon there's a sense that with the Gold Coast Suns, if you go and what's that phrase? You cut the head of the
I love when you try these analogies, like when you like half remember them. It's like the pillow and the hat and the cake and the icing.
You cut the icing again, the cake. You cut the head of the dragon,
the snake off.
Cut straight to the head of the snake.
Let us know in the comments.
So Matt Rowell is the snake. You cut his head off.
Yeah.
And then you cut off the supply to the transition mids. Yeah. Miller and Anderson.
Yeah. I'm not even going to try.
I'm going to just Google that in the background.
Spinkscape says this is an accidental Hydra reference. I don't know what Hydra is.
Hydra.
Cut your nose off to spite your face. That's what it is.
No, that's not it.
I'm messing with you.
Oh, that's not it. You're trying to get me to
mix. Something about cutting off the snake at
cut
the
head.
Cut
the head off the snake. Wait, save.
Anyway, let me try and save this stream while we're doing this. Lockie Neal led the way, I thought, in a big way for Brisbane, particularly in that first half from stoppage.
The exact widely used idiom is cut off the head of the snake and the body will die.
Okay.
So Anderson is the body.
Okay.
And
Rao's the icing.
No, Rao's the cake.
Okay. What? Oh, yeah. The fish rots from the head is another good call.
The fish rots from the head. Yeah. Which
Hydra is a multi-headed dragon.
Oh. Is this an accidental Hydra reference?
Yeah. Anyway, during the Hardwick days, Richmond had so many good role players willing to do all the defensive work. Gold Coast have all the talent, but hardly anyone is willing to do the grunt work. That's a good call by Barbenheimer.
100%. We flagged this before.
Yep.
You wonder, so much talent, and maybe Damien Hardwick knows that, and maybe he's like, I want to see all these players play, and this is almost like they're in a bit of a pattern of just figuring out who their best players are.
Yeah.
But you do feel like with all of the academy stars that they've got coming through, that they bring into those smaller roles, like they don't really have, like, is it crazy to say that they could actually use a player like Braden Fiorini?
Yes.
Is it though?
I'm trying to think who may be.
Discipline, wing role. You could get him to do a job on someone.
Like, I suppose, yeah.
They need their sort of they need their Jared Berry.
Yeah.
Or I mean even
a Dunkley.
Even a Dunkley. Like Dunkley does the job on Rao. Like they kind of need those types of players. Like O'Sheen Mullen. They don't have even their like all of their forwards.
Jack Hutchinson.
Nah. They're like Rayner, Bailey, Lohman. They're all very offensive.
Yes.
Forward thinking players.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about Gold Coast, not Brisbane.
Yeah,
I got lost.
I thought you just segued. Yeah.
I meant Bailey Humphrey,
Yeah.
Leo Lombard, replaced those guys.
Yes.
I got.
Yeah.
like-
We're talking about the same thing.
We're talking about the same thing. I just got lost in the wrong team.
Yeah.
Logan Morris, though.
7 goals.
Speaking of their forward line.
Equals 6 in the common.
Yeah.
He's the candle that goes into the icing that goes across the cake. And he's on fire, Dylan.
We've lost it. We've absolutely lost it. 7 goals. I don't know if you saw Kane Corn's redraft.
Yeah, but I didn't remember any of the rankings. You'll have to jog my memory there.
I should have got that then, shouldn't I?
Oh, that would have been handy.
So he had Harley Reid 1,
Yeah.
Nick Watson 2,
Yeah.
Nate Caddy 3,
Yeah.
Logan Morris 4,
Okay.
and I can't remember who was 5th.
I remember Dan Curtin was really low.
It was 11th.
Yeah, that's right. I think some of that's recency bias, I'd say, just because he hasn't been able to do that much this year due to injury. But if we can get that up, that would be fantastic. Spinkscape says this is a weird stream.
It is a weird stream.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's fun. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
I hope the audience is having fun.
Yeah.
And it's not just
I hope
me.
it's good weird.
Yeah.
But in terms of that order,
Okay. So
I'd go Harley, Nick, Caddy,
I think
and Morris. I'm pretty comfortable with that order.
I'm pretty comfortable with that too. I think like there's I'd like if genuinely if I'm drafting right now, like I'm probably taking Morris
Over Caddy.
Yeah, probably.
Well, he's just got the runs on the board, so he feels safer, but he's playing in a much better team, whereas what Caddy's had to do at Essendon is dramatically different.
It is dramatically different, but like at what point do you like the level that Morris is playing at? I'm fine with, like, he's gotten so good that I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
I don't know.
Well, there's not even any development left.
Sure.
Like he's I think, and actually Kane Corn's made this point. He's kind of tracking.
Oh, you like if he doesn't get much better, it's still a
his
good result.
output's tracking at like a 750 goal
Okay.
forward.
Yeah,
if he keeps going the way that he's going, so like he's almost
Jack Riewoldt.
he's fully formed.
Mm. I get you saying. Some people showing some love, saying funny, weird, and goated stream. Thank you guys.
Well, that's good.
It's validating.
Colby McKercher at pick 6. I'm not real happy with that.
As in, you think he's too high?
Too high.
Yeah, I feel like Curtin probably goes before McKercher.
Yeah.
Just for the upside.
Reed and Walter are interesting because they're those like they're not fully formed, and they're both key forwards, which always gives them a tendency to. You're getting
Ethan Reed.
What did I say?
You said Reed, but my brain goes Harley and Archer, and I'm
sorry.
neither of those make sense for the rest of that sentence. I forgot about Ethan Reed.
Yeah, Jed Walter, Ethan Reed. So they were 3 and 9 in the original.
Yes.
So he's actually got Ethan Reed up to 7 from
pretty,
9. I'm not sure if I would have Ethan Reed higher than what he initially was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's looked exciting, and
we
then you've got
do a redraft soon.
Yeah, you've got Wilson at 9, Windsor at 7. Sorry, Windsor at 10, Curtin at 11. So Windsor's gone from 7 to 10. Curtin's gone from 8 to 11. Wilson's come in from 18 to 9.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Zane Dersma is gone.
Yeah. Ben says Kane leaving Sanders off the list is crazy. Kids have an outstanding year. I agree, but I don't know if again, I keep using Curtin. I would take Curtin before Sanders, but maybe you could say Sanders and McKercher are pretty close in terms of upside.
Yeah.
McKercher probably has the runs on the board, but Sanders...
Oh,
I don't
does
know.
McKercher have the runs on the board? McKercher just does
in a specific role.
In a specific role. McKercher just does some really good things. Like he's got a clear like AFL attribute, which is his leg.
You're going to hate me for this, but he's an icing player.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just far too many icing references, but that one I meant.
Yep. The whipped cream and so forth. Yeah, no, which you need those guys. So you need that balance, but yeah, I don't think I'd have him at 6. I think that's a little bit too high for Colby McKercher.
Yep.
Yeah, probably that's been overall said there. And can I just tell you the Gold Coast Suns next 7 games?
Yep.
Okay, so currently they're 6th on the ladder, or have they dropped now to 7th?
I think they might be 7th because the Bulldogs are 6th and Melbourne are 5th.
That's right.
Yep.
So they play Geelong at GMHBA. They play Hawthorn at People First. Then they play Freo at Optus. Then they play Collingwood at People First. Adelaide at Adelaide Oval, and the Bulldogs at People First. That is their next 7 games, even though that's 6 games.
Return to the scene of not the crime, but the miracle on Optus Stadium last year's elimination final.
Yes.
I think that'll be a big game for Fremantle to try and right that.
The David
I
Swallow
reckon they'd be
Cup.
motivated.
They'll be motivated.
Yeah. So watch out, Gold Coast.
Is that is that game? Are we going to look back on that game and go, that's where like Gold Coast won the battle, but Freo won the war?
Yeah. I remember feeling at the time that like have Fremantle timed this window so poorly with the dominance of the Queensland clubs, and yet I don't think it's going to be a problem as it currently stands.
No.
They're better than both of them right now, but there was a little part of me that's like, good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think it was a valid consideration. You don't want to be going to this window with.
It's an interesting point. I mean, like, how do you actually like? I when people say those things, like, oh, there's obviously like with the concessions that those clubs have had, and they're going to be peaking, but like, what are you supposed to do? Like, just let's not be good then.
No,
you know what I mean? Like,
no, it's just whether they'd miss out was the point.
Yeah, of course. Like, well, if there's better teams in the comp, it becomes harder, right?
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, those things, it's about you.
Yeah.
It's about.
I just mean just like the assessment of where the Queensland clubs were placed,
Completely.
particularly after that final. It looked like Gold Coast had started their era. It's evidently not true. Yet. Yeah. No, they look well off the mark. I mean, it wouldn't be if the Gold Coast Suns went on a run late in the season, I don't think it would be outside the realms of possibility. They're playing not good football now, but they've got talent, and they've probably still shown us that like there's a flaw, isn't there? Like, and there's still an excitement factor to them when they're playing really well. Yeah.
So they might be able to turn it around. Jesse, you're in.
Oh, really? Do you need to go?
No. We have Port Adelaide and the West Coast Eagles.
I thought you said urine.
There's a comment that keeps coming across
Your desk.
my nightstand. I've seen it come up in comments. It's
how you receive your mail.
It's the Jessamist. Have you heard this?
No.
The Jessamist.
It's a comment.
I saw it. I can't remember if it was in our...
I have seen that. Yes.
Yeah, and it's like you being a West Coast pessimist, Jessamist.
Okay.
I thought that was great.
Yeah, I like it. It's better than gestectomy, which I got in high school.
Oh, what? Sorry?
Gestectomy. Anyway.
Did that bother you?
No,
Why?
I thought it was clever.
Why?
I think we all just tried to come up with creative nicknames for each other. That was mine.
Gestectomy.
Gesticles was another one.
Yeah, that one's more intuitive.
Yeah. Anyway, was there a question in there?
Talk to me about the game. You lost by 6 points. It felt like you were sort of perennially in the game, but couldn't quite get the job done.
It was a good game of footy in everything but the standard of skill. I must say, I went into this game quite excited for it. And I think upon reflection, I reckon it was the perfect intersection of the pressure isn't there like it was against Richmond to win, but we're a good chance because we've beaten them before. Yep. So there was like a realistic belief we could win. And because we'd already notched the 4 wins, there's not as much ride or die about we have to win this game for the optics of our season.
Yeah, you're free.
So this was just a rare opportunity to go into a game like we might win. If we lose, it's okay. And you know what? I thought we gave it a good crack for the entire 4 quarters. I think Port Adelaide played fairly well. I think the difference between the two sides was they were just a little bit better in the contest and a little bit cleaner all night, in the first 3 quarters anyway.
So it's high end mids, right?
Yeah, yep. Also, their defence is actually quite underrated, I reckon. Repelled a lot of inside 50s, particularly later. But by the end of the game, they had completely stopped. We were throwing everything at them, and I respected and I was pleased with our endeavour throughout. We just weren't quite good enough to win. So by the end of the game, I was really flat. We lost because I actually, I'm a Jessamist. With 5 minutes to go, I turned to my partner. I was like, we're winning. Like, we're actually going to win this game. Like, I can't see it happening any other way. We just couldn't get in front. And there was some crucial moments.
Was she like, that's cute?
I can't remember. I think she was basically asleep. It was like 11 o'clock at night. So I don't blame her. But I was carrying on. I was on the ground at one point.
These games.
All that being said, I actually found it an enjoyable game of footy. And I think that I'm comfortable that we are now seeing a bit of an evolution into McQualter's Eagles on a more consistent basis.
Okay, talk to me about that. What are we doing? What are we seeing?
Bringing the pressure and team football on a more consistent basis than we ever have. There were signs of it last year. We're just doing it a little bit better this year. We left some goals on the board, but I don't think to a greater extent than Port Adelaide did.
Yeah.
And they were just a little bit better. Their defence really repelled. I think we had 36 to 18 inside 50s in the second half and won the half by like 10 points.
I know the feeling that you're describing where you have those games. You watch a lot of your team play where you're just completely outgunned and the other team cuts through you.
Yep.
And then you're like, okay, I've got a team here in front of me that's sort of evenly matched around the ball, and we're getting these opportunities, but you're around the arc, you're looking for that final pass, or you're looking for just that creative finish, and there's no one there.
Absolutely, yeah. No, that's it. Obviously, it coincides a bit with a softer run. GWS was an easier kill then than it is right now. We still played really well. At Collingwood, not a great team, a solid team, not a great team. Port Adelaide obviously struggling this year. Essendon, we've got North next, but we're playing against teams now, and we've made pretty good contests of most of the last 5 weeks, I think, off the top of my head, including the Melbourne game. So my negativity is very minimal.
Well, that's the thing. And you talked about how you went into that game with a freedom, because there wasn't necessarily that expectation. The problem is that when you get into that false sense of security, like for example, the North Melbourne supporter, you come up against a Freo where I didn't really anticipate. There wasn't a part of me that thought that could happen.
Sure, that
wasn't on the cards. So as much as you say it was a free hit against Port Adelaide, not if they beat you by 70.
No, of course not. Of course not. But I guess I would say I had some confidence that wouldn't happen. But then again, the St Kilda game is probably a good example. We lost that game by 101 points, and we shouldn't on paper. So, overall, we lost. But I do, as cliche as it sounds, you do learn a lot from losing these games. So that's all part of the development. You learn more by losing this game by 6 points, and you arguably should have won, than 101 point loss to St Kilda, especially when you lose by 100 points a few times a year.
Yeah, that's gross.
The lessons diminish.
Yeah.
But credit to Port Adelaide. As I said, they repelled an admittedly not great inside 50s, but I think statistically their backline and their one-on-one contest percentage one is top 4 or top 2 or something like that. Alira is having a great season. Radigalia was on track to break the intercept mark record during this game. So, good on Port Adelaide, I think, ultimately. I don't know what this means in the context of their season or their future. But
good on Port Adelaide.
They were a bit better than us. So it's fair play.
We've got to talk about Jimby. Jimby's
fuck.
tearing. Was he chasing Georgiades?
Yeah, tearing into the goal.
Tearing into the goal square, chasing Georgiades, and just shreds his quad.
Yeah, it looks like he's out for the season. I think somebody reported 8 to 12 weeks, which is more or less the season. So
yeah, I think that's if it's on the lighter end, it's 6 to 8, but it looked quite bad.
It didn't look like a 1 week. It did it. No. He's at full sprint, and it's a quad, which is a really big muscle as well.
Jinby's one of those guys too, where he looks. I don't know how this is going to come out, but he looks wound up. He looks vascular. You know what I mean?
Vascular man.
He's just he's big and he's muscly, and it just looks like his muscles will just squeeze and pop.
Yes.
You're not giving me much.
I don't know what to say to that.
You're just say yeah.
He's an impressive unit. He is. Speaking of, a lot of people in the chat campaigning for him to be higher in the Youth Point series. I don't know if he's 4, but he's definitely 3.
Yeah. Spinkscape says this hasn't got less weird. Yeah, I think I've definitely had the microscope on him a little bit more this year.
Yeah. I think he's also a better player this year than he was last year.
Well, I hope so, because otherwise I just got it wrong.
Oh, we saw him have these great performances, somewhat often. He did come second in the best and fairest, so it wasn't.
And there was sporadic, last year. I think there was the Cameron game.
Yeah,
where he did really well. I do remember that game.
And it's becoming more of a week to week thing now with Jimby. You can just just rely on him. He's so reliable, and probably him and Harley are best players.
Did you message me in this game and say that Tom Cole?
He had an amazing game.
I think it was he's broken out and he could win the Brownlow.
No, I said career best game.
I'm joking.
Oh, okay. I thought you were being serious.
How old is he? 28?
Yeah, he'd be turning 30 next year, 29, yeah. playing defensive forward, but he was like, he's kicked 2 goals in his career before, and he just nailed 2 goals from 50, one of them on the run.
Yeah, right.
He missed one to potentially win the game later, but he was also lacing out passes inside 50. It was a really good performance from him. I gave him 2 votes, I think.
Strange.
Yeah.
Jason Horne-Francis.
Yep.
He was good in this game.
He was, yeah. Good player. Good player. Yeah, I'm the reason I didn't really respond is because I kind of blanked on that. I do remember the first time we played them, he didn't have much of an impact.
I know what it's like though when you're watching your own team play against somebody else, and like
Yeah.
there's a really good performance from the other team. You're like, fuck that. Like there's something subconsciously while you're watching where all of the good things that they're doing, you're just like, oh fuck that. Like
Yeah. Or you just put it down to your own team's failure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's true. No, it's more like I just forgot. I definitely remember him being a factor. I think he kicked a goal late. I noticed Radaglia definitely. And Aaliyah earlier, their defense was really good.
Yeah. Aaliyah's been, to be honest, he's been consistently outstanding for the entire season.
Yeah.
Joe Berry.
Oh yeah.
Had a couple of good moments in this game.
Yeah, he's a lock to be a very good player, I reckon. I've seen enough. I'm calling it. Yeah, he just got such nice traits. Great goal sense, great agility. Points? Well, we gave him +3. So,
yeah.
But at the time, I think we were like, well, we haven't seen it a lot. Can we really lock this in? I'm not sure.
I loved him in his draft year, Joe Berry.
As did I. I was a fan. But now at AFL level, we're seeing it more and more often. Obviously, the great goal against Adelaide. But yeah,
I would actually love this. I'm going off on a tangent here, but you know, like those things always come out after the draft, and it's like the recruiter had this player, like for example, I'm just going to give you an example here.
Yep.
Carlton were like after the draft, they're like, we had Jagger Smith at 1.
Oh yeah,
and you're like, oh, convenient.
Yeah.
And Freo, I think like this year at some point, Toomey said that Fremantle had Murphy Reid at 3 on their board.
Wow.
But also, supposedly, like they were really keen to get Joe Berry.
Yeah, who knows what's correct and what's not, right?
Yeah, I know. And
Unless Joe Berry was 2.
But so this is where I was going with this. I'm like, so I'm pretty sure Cal Toomey reported that he was their preference. Now, you could make the argument that maybe he was Joe Berry was their preference because they didn't think Murphy Reid was going to be available.
True.
That's an argument. So like, it's not but if Joe Berry was above Murphy Reid, who didn't, like, you know what I mean? Like, how did they have Murphy Reid and Joe Berry so high? I suppose I'm just fascinated on what the real.
Yeah, I think one of those things has to not be true. Either they weren't interested in Joe Berry or Murphy Reid wasn't 3rd on their list. It doesn't make sense that Berry was 2nd and Reid was 3rd.
No, it doesn't.
Though it would be really fascinating if one day you could just uncover all the draft rankings of every club and see how different they are.
So Toomey actually brought this up on one of the Gettable episodes last year, and he said like what recruiters should have to do, they should have to enter at like right before the draft, they should have to enter their like kind of consensus from within the club, the consensus board that they're going off. They should put it in a time capsule, and then every like 10 years they dig it up.
That's actually sick.
And it's like content and it's fun.
10 years is enough for it to not give up a competitive advantage.
Yeah, he might have even said 2. I can't remember the exact year, but like approximately.
It's
actually a pretty good, like it's a pretty fun idea.
Great content.
And it also like it gets rid of those conversations where, you know, like a club, for example, it's like, oh, who, you know, the teams that didn't take Marcus Bontempelli ahead, like I can't remember, that was the Billings.
Yeah.
St Kilda took Billings ahead of Bontempelli and those types of ones. And it's like, well, where did the Western Bulldogs have Bont? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because sometimes these picks that seem like amazing picks kind of get given to you, right? Yeah. You get the decision taken off the table.
Yes.
But the burden's on the team that's higher on the ladder.
Yeah.
They have to make the pick, and then
Absolutely. Sorry, Spingscape says JHF didn't touch in the last quarter. I do admit I was patchy. I do remember a good meaningful goal at some point. I haven't really thought about that game since I filmed the review. And we got a super chat from Gritio who says Crows were apparently tossing up between Ludovic and Marsh at this year's draft. I'm going to go to the bathroom maybe while you
go for it.
Discuss Ludovic and Marsh.
I mean, they got them both, right? That's true. I mean, I think in the Ludovic example, like I assume that. What was that? Oh dear, that was incredible. Yeah, I think in the Ludovic example, like I reckon the Crows, knew that Ludovic. I reckon maybe they had in their head that if Marsh wasn't on the board, they might have taken Ludovic with their first pick, perhaps. But I reckon if once Marsh was still left, they were like, we're going to take him because he's the more sort of, I suppose, across the board, more teams are interested in him. They would have had some idea that Ludovic was going to last a little bit longer. I think they were probably still surprised that he lasted as long as he did. That smells too. Yes. Their first pick, Gridio says. So I think like sometimes you've got to assess what the others around you are doing and understand what other clubs are going to do, so you can kind of make those calls and push players into different areas of the draft. Woody says, I'll never stop hearing about Billings and Bont. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, isn't it? It's actually funny because the recruiter that selected Bontempelli at the Western Bulldogs is now the recruiter at St Kilda. So I bet you wish he was at St Kilda then. But yeah, who knows? Blair Dowker 6036 says, what up, fam? How you going, mate? Good to have you in the chat. Darian Duvnak says, JHF kicked our last goal in the last quarter. Well, yeah, if that's the case, then he obviously touched the ball. I'm going to have a look at that, actually. Where's the timeline? Going into the timeline. Gee, there's so many. The end of this game is just point. Cole, yeah, Jason Horne-Francis, 14 minutes into the last quarter, he kicked a goal. So he did touch the ball. He kicked 3 goals for the game. That's a decent return. He had 18 and 3.
Yeah.
I'm taking that. I am taking that. Another 25 disposals for Harley Reid, so.
Yeah, I reckon it was the first or second game this year I didn't give Harley votes. He was good, but not amazing. We should move on.
Sure, Wadge Sport says, did Jesse go take a piss or something? Yeah, he did, and he cough farted.
Just a cough.
And
just a cough that smells.
Stank me out.
It's just an ordinary cough that smells. Sydney versus St Kilda, Dylan.
Sydney versus St Kilda.
Probably game of the round. Oh, there's no probably about it. I reckon it was.
It probably, well.
I mean, we had Hawks and Bulldogs.
Adelaide and Geelong was pretty good.
Yeah, shit. I forgot about that one for a moment.
Hawthorn Dogs was good too.
Yeah, but this one had the drama of a 15-second remaining goal from Jai Sarong, the best Sarong in town.
The best Sarong.
No, but a very good pick up for the Sydney Swans. He had like 28 and a goal or something like that. And McCartan went down in this game with a concussion.
He did. The Saints led this game for 112 minutes, Jesse. The part that I noticed in this game was that essentially late in quarters, St Kilda would come out of the blocks. The pressure was incredible. The intensity and the run that they had was genuinely troubling Sydney. But as the quarter waned on, the Saints would fatigue a little bit and they'd leave little gaps, and the quality of Sydney was able to come through. Like, I think if you look at that goal right at the end that Heaney kicked a stoppage goal, that one where he went down on Windhager. There was that one.
What?
Wrong phrase. Went into him.
Okay.
Like went.
That's not any better.
Yeah. There was that one. And then there was the handball to Sarong that Heaney won again. So like they were able to just like capitalise on those little moments, I think, when St Kilda started to fatigue. In the second quarter, they kicked 4 goals after the 23rd minute mark. This is the Swans.
Yep.
In the third quarter, they kicked 2 goals after the 30-minute mark. And in the fourth quarter, they kicked 2 goals after the 23rd minute mark. So that's 8 of their 15 goals for the match coming after the 23rd minute mark of quarters.
Wow. That's a damning stat.
Yes.
Nonetheless, I do think this demonstrates St Kilda have improved.
It does. Sorry, this Patcast says, I must have missed that. I assume that was my comment about Heaney on Windhager.
Or the cough up.
This could have been the cough up. Yeah. I think there's definitely truth to
I just don't know if they do that last year.
Yeah.
And they they did the same or similar to Adelaide, which I know Adelaide are not Sydney, but at Adelaide Oval, tough game. I think there is signs of real growth from them, and what a recruit Liam Ryan was.
That mark.
I can't believe West Coast traded him. I said it at the time.
You
Why?
did.
And for no reason. We got like a future second, which we then like traded live to get
Was
Lindsay,
that just
but
a goodwill thing where like he wanted to
I
go
think
back
so.
and they just went,
yeah,
cool.
There's no other argument for trading Liam Ryan.
was he out of contract?
No. So it was very much a we'll do this for the player. And I don't know the ins and outs of that. Maybe there were personal reasons.
Yeah.
But fantastic recruit.
I mean, it's kind of nice that they did it for him, but it's fairly uncompetitive
Yeah.
from that side of things.
Yeah. But nonetheless, he kicked a bag of 5 and took a hang.
No, I think I agree. Like going off the Liam Ryan thing and back onto St Kilda, I think overall I actually do agree with you. I think they've shown a lot of areas of growth. They just
And missed Naz for like 5 weeks or so.
they missed Naz for 5 weeks. They haven't had Higgins in the team.
Yeah.
They just at this point they look like a team that doesn't know how to win.
Yeah.
And I'm not just basing that off this game.
Yeah.
I
They've
feel
let
like
a few slip.
they've let a few slip.
Fremantle in Perth was another one. Maybe they ran out of legs, but it's still.
But
another
watching this game and watching it like right until the end of those quarters, there was definitely I would say it was a fitness element. I think the intensity of the way that they play and defend is really grueling, and I guess they are still like overall they're still a pretty young side.
Yeah,
and those guys can lose concentration when fatigued.
Yeah,
and I think that's kind of what happened here. Like they, at the end of the day, like they were enough in front that they should have still been able to win this game.
Yeah.
Regardless, but they didn't have, like a really good team. If this was like the Brisbane Lions or something and they got up, they would go into not game save mode, but they would be able to go into different modes. Like they'd be able to play some uncontested marking game.
Yeah.
They weren't really able to do that.
Yeah, their game management, I suppose, was off, especially when you consider Sydney were missing some players. Like, I think with Rampy, Melican, they were injured during the game.
McCartan had the concussion.
McInerney
did a hammy.
Yeah, and Bice has also had an ankle, I think it was.
Yes.
I've written hamstring, but I reckon it was an ankle. So, that doesn't make for great reading. But it also speaks to the character of the Sydney Swans who, we talked about the inverse nature of Fremantle and Sydney this year.
Yep.
They did what Fremantle have done at times this year and showed some character to win that game.
The Saints kicked 71 points in the first half of this game.
Yeah, after 5
After 5 last week.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
So they learned how to score. TDK was really good in this game. With him, sometimes it feels like it's just a mindset thing where he's like, sometimes he just decides that he's just going to be an absolute dog and just jump in and throw his body around and hurt people. And then other times it just looks like he's going through the motions. This was definitely a game where whether it was the Grundy factor and he's like, I'm going up against like the best ruck in the comp, I'm just going to try and take it to him. But he did super well probably until those like final moments where Grundy got that unbelievable tap, but he was good. For Sydney, Logan McDonald was impressive in this game.
How many kick?
I don't know, but he just took heaps of marks.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't even look at his goal output. He was just marking the ball so cleanly.
Mm.
Like better than, I know Curnow had all of the bodies going to him, so he was playing under much greater duress, but McDonald was just, every time the ball went down the line, bang, he's taken it. I'm not a massive fan of McLean.
No. I mean, he's been playing VFL this year.
Yeah.
So probably for a reason. But
McDonald looked genuinely good in this game, though.
yeah, okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Don't know what else to say. Wooden Spoon Data says Campbell Lake.
Yeah, he looked all right, didn't he?
Mm.
Yep, a couple of good moments. Like, if you think about what the Saints have been able to get out of some of those mid-season rookie-type recruits, like Max Hall.
Yeah.
Like, if he can do anything, become, a decent role player. Is it as simple for St Kilda about kind of getting some momentum to go into next year with these new players, playing as many of them as they possibly can, and then trying to get Max King back?
Yeah, probably. I still think they're in the gelling phase. Absolutely. That being said, there is still a wildcard spot there, and I think this group would have loved to play in a finals atmosphere as well.
Yeah.
It would be a bit of a waste to miss out on that entirely. So there is a bit to play for. Do you think they get there? I think they're a better team than Collingwood.
Yeah,
Mind you, Collingwood's also not in the 10 right now.
There's a different conversation though. They're definitely a better team than Collingwood.
It's the Giants that are 10th. That makes it tougher.
Yeah, that's who comes out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You'd have to have Brisbane capitulate, which
and they've got
we're
Saints have got
predict.
Carlton hot on their heels too, Jesse.
Yeah.
So they'll probably play each other later in the season, which could be
They do, yeah.
a big game.
I think they do.
Like if you're looking at that top 8, I don't know, like who's the most, probably the team that's the most vulnerable still to me is Melbourne, which sounds crazy because they're up in 5th.
Yeah, the 2 wins clear of the Giants. I don't know if the Giants are a locked in shot as well.
They're not.
They're just volatile, right?
Yeah. Are the Suns vulnerable?
Not seriously vulnerable.
No.
I suppose anything can happen, but no, I don't think so.
It's like they're neither, those teams that are in there that could fall out, they're neither bad enough or the lower teams are good enough to get them. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
They're going to lose enough or win enough games respectively.
Yeah, we probably have our 10, to be honest.
We could have our 10. We move on. We move on to Carlton versus Essendon. 10-12-72. The Blues defeated the Bombers 10-7-67. This was the Caretaker Cup.
It was.
Dean Solomon versus Josh Fraser. Carlton got a little bit of a scare early in this game. And as you said off the top, I write the notes in and I do the predicted defeated. And I had Carlton defeated Essendon.
Yeah.
And I started to shit pants.
I know, right? Yeah, I had the same thing. I was like, how the hell is Carlton losing this game with all the optimism in the
3
world?
goals down at halftime.
Yeah, yep. They eroded that pretty quickly in the second half from memory.
They did.
So Essendon, was a spirited performance. One that probably people may or may not have expected the week after they lose their coach. It seemed like it was a week delayed. You know what I mean? Like they didn't do that against West Coast.
Yeah.
They saved it for Carlton.
They got the more spirited performance.
Exactly. They just couldn't quite run out the game. So I guess it's a positive step forward for Essendon to get within 5 points of Carlton, who we would say were comfortably better than Essendon going into the game. But overall, yeah, disappointing way to finish.
Yeah,
Weird
I agree with that.
Time debacle as well. I think that all ended up being nothing. I think that was just a broadcast issue.
I was going to say the thing that they were making a really big deal about that at the time, but it looked to me like, and I didn't even notice it in real time, and then they started talking about it, but it looked like all that happened was the clock didn't work on the TV.
Yes.
But then it just kicked back in like 20 seconds later.
Yeah.
And 20 seconds was removed.
But the timekeeper would be the authority there, right? He's not going off the TV broadcast. Right?
No, of course not.
So like the siren blows when the timekeeper says it's full time.
Yeah.
So yeah, the
So
broadcast is irrelevant.
Yeah, but I reckon the error came from the broadcast.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just because they mess it up doesn't mean anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got the broadcast going down, interviewing players. Like, what happened there with the, they were like, did that like put anybody off? And it's like, you guys probably did this.
Yeah. But they can't even see the clock.
The broadcast.
The players.
No, yeah.
So that would, no, they just said the clock that said
they were, I can't remember how the questions were asked, but they mentioned it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But then, of course, there was the Harry Mackay, the mark. Have you heard this? Have you seen this? He takes a mark, approximately 55 out from goal.
Yeah.
This is with like a minute and a half remaining, and he's like, "I'm going to have a shot," and the umpire lets him. So rather than having the 15 seconds. Or whatever, he gets the full
30,
allotment of 30 to have the shot, and then he just popped it up to the goal. Like he was never having the shot.
That happens all the time. We did that in the 18 grand final.
Yeah, that's been brought up actually.
Oh, really?
Pushback has been that the ref should probably maybe be a little bit stronger and be like, well, but I have sympathy there because Harry Mackay, like he's a fucking booming kick of the ball. Like it wasn't crazy that he would have been having a shot from there.
Yes, yeah. I mean, yeah, what can you do? You can make it objective and say anything inside 50 is 40 seconds or whatever it is, or 30, and then outside 50. But then you're probably reducing so many outside 50 goals by rushing players who would normally have a set shot from there, like Tex Walker, for instance, first player that came to mind. I don't know there's much you can do about it. You have to leave players open to the possibility that a player hits a lead, like leads at them and they change their mind.
That's true.
And then they might have good intentions.
Yeah, and that's where so a bigger emphasis gets put on something like that because it's happening with 90 seconds to go in the game and it's a close game. But if that happened at any other point, it's not happening, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose don't concede a mark within 60.
Yeah, well,
that's just the nature of the game.
Yeah, that's true.
It's shitty, but like...
Defend better.
Yeah, there's not much you can do. We have a super chat.
We do have a super chat.
Shoe Snatch and Willie, thank you so much. Is peaking early somewhat a myth? Since 2000, 50% of eventual premiers have been top 2 after round 12 and 80% have been top 4. All 7th or higher except Brisbane 24, who were 13th. 7th or higher except Brisbane. Were Brisbane 13th in 24? That doesn't sound right.
That is correct.
They were 13th at this point of the year.
I reckon.
Far out.
Yeah, they were fucked. Like
They were 2-5, weren't they?
Yeah.
Okay. After round 12. Yeah. Well, anyway. Okay. Is it peaking early? No, I've never thought that peaking early is a bad thing. But what you don't want is to not have a slump at all. That's what I think matters.
Since 2000, 50% of eventual premiers have been top 2 after round 12.
80% have been top 4. That's a pretty high number.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that proves anything though.
The idea that if you're too dominant early in the season, you won't win a flag is sort of debunked by the fact that all of these teams, or 80% of teams, were top 4.
But we're talking, in this instance, we're probably talking about Freo, right?
Yeah.
Specifically,
Sydney, I guess. Yeah.
But then the example is 50% of eventual premiers have been top 2 and 80% have been top 4. So the 80%, which is the stronger data point there, is only top 4, which means that would be
that's true.
Hawthorn or Geelong winning the flag, and then us using that as a data point to support Freo.
Yeah, good point. No,
but
you bang on there.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't think the problem is peaking early. I think,
no.
I think back to my mind goes to my club's premierships, and in both times we started red hot, and then we had a form slump, and some teams do it the other way. Brisbane, even Richmond probably have bucked that trend.
In my opinion, the only negative of peaking too early is that you become the hunted, and there's a psychological element that comes with that, and you've got to, I guess you've got to deal with the pressure of going into those games as the favourite.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some teams could struggle to deal with that.
Conversely, you build a lot of belief.
You build a lot of belief.
Fremantle has all the belief in the world now versus 12 months ago.
Yeah.
I think that was true of my team in 18.
I reckon there's a point though where you have to, what's the word for it? You have to confront the fact that you're the dominant team and you're the hunted, and you go into a game and you'll be tested, and then you're like, fuck, we've won. That's if you go on that, that Geelong style 2008 run and you win 21 of 22 games, for example. Yeah. And it's you have to confront the fact that you've been so dominant across a season, you've got 0 for it, and then a team's pushing you and they're beating you, and you're like, fuck. That was Richmond in 2018, right?
Yeah.
That was their one big year.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I think for me, all I'll say is that having no slump throughout the home and away season, I reckon is generally a bad thing.
Yeah.
The exception would be Essendon.
Do you think that's just a lesson thing? You need the lessons of some sort of being tested, and
I don't think it's psychological as much as it is just physical cycles of humans. They can't be at peak performance for 28 weeks. So you want your slump well and truly before September.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that matters.
I think the best team in the competition that handling that are Geelong.
Yep. Well, I would say Brisbane and Richmond, those eras as well. They do it as well.
Yeah, Brisbane.
Richmond never won a premiership.
I feel like Brisbane actually, to be honest, they toe the line too much.
Yeah, you don't want to be fifth.
In that example there, they were fucking 13th at halfway. That can't be by design.
No, of course not. Yeah. No, Richmond probably did it the best.
Yeah.
I mean, Hawthorn, in their three-peat only once were they the minor premier. So to some extent, they were second or third.
Yeah.
In all the other years, including 08, they weren't minor premier.
Yeah.
I don't think. No, Geelong were.
No, it's an interesting conversation. Back to the Carlton game.
Yeah.
We got sidetracked there with that super chat, but it was a good question.
Thank you.
Good point. Zach Merritt, the fuck is going on with him? He's had in this game, he's had 33, ranked number 1. He's had 17 handball receives, ranked number 1. But he's also had 11 turnovers. He's had 5 clanger kicks, and he's had a minus 0.3 rating point. He was 45th rated player on the ground with 33 touches.
Sorry, his total ranking was what?
Minus 0.3.
I've never heard of that before.
Are you mixing up rating and ranking points, maybe?
No. No, rating is cumulative impact, right? So I understand that you can be negative. But to have 33 and be negative rating points, I've never heard of that.
That's quite bizarre for that amount of number.
Yeah. Wow.
45th ranked player on the ground.
Wow.
He has been just disgustingly bad. Not in a good way.
You usually use that in a good context.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Disgusting in a bad way. Both against West Coast Eagles, that game that we watched, and here. Yeah. Just butchering the footy.
Yeah. 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 No, I think I don't know if he's checked out. I don't know if half-back is the best way to use him. They resisted the temptation to use him there when the game was there to be won. I don't know what's going on there. I'd imagine he can't be happy.
No.
I'd imagine he's probably checked out.
I think the playing him at half-back thing's a bit of a cop-out, though. Like if you can't play Zach Merritt at half-back, like where can you play him? You know what I mean? Like
midfield.
That's his primary
But
position.
is it a bit of a statement to be like, oh, we're playing for the future, Zach, you're getting sidelined now. And as Zach Merritt being the presumably very competitive player he is, who wanted to leave, he's probably thinking, fuck this.
Well, there is some truth to that. I mean, he also, like, again, coming back to that, like, he did sign the contract.
Yes. True.
So,
okay.
Are we back? We're back.
We are?
We are back.
Hey. Sorry, guys. OBS crashed.
It's funny that we were just talking about that before.
Were we?
About OBS crashing all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't we have the combo before?
We did. We are back. We are human again.
We are human. Can you hear us? Let us know.
I mean, we are pretty much about to wrap up, but...
We're not far away.
Yeah.
But didn't really want to leave it like that. It felt wrong.
Yeah, something, Zach Merritt Sook. Goodbye.
Something, yeah. That's where we were. Coming back, restoring these things. So, I mean, I don't know what happens with Zach Merritt at the end of the day. It's a really fucking weird situation at this point. You'd have to say, this will probably piss Essendon fans off. I don't really know what the point of keeping him was at the end of last year. Like, yes, some would say that they made a statement and they stopped getting fucked over and all those kind of things, but I don't know that who used that the phrase that we used before, to cut off your nose to spite your face. Yeah. Isn't that exactly what this was?
Yeah. I suppose that their fans would say it was a statement against a bit of a rival in Hawthorn. They're definitely a rival.
That's a legitimate rival, I would say.
It is a rival. Yeah, I guess I just meant, does it really impact the trade? I think, to some extent. They didn't want to seem to be getting pushed around, but maybe they should have just cut their losses and said, okay, from this point, we're not getting pushed around. and they'd be in a better position.
Oh, love it. After this happens, then we absolutely...
No more bitching us around.
Yeah. No one will be leaving after this.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if the Essendon Footy Club's actually in a stronger position than otherwise.
I suppose, like, when you do something like that, you want to send a message.
Yeah.
And you want to stand for something. What did they show everyone?
I mean, to some extent, they showed that, just because you're a bigger club, we're not just going to appease what you want in terms of a trade deal. I do think in hindsight, 8, 22 and a future first. It's actually not a bad deal. They're not going to get that.
It's not. Yeah, they're definitely not going to get that.
On the other hand, I think Essendon are at the point where they probably need senior players more. I'm just not sure if Zach Merritt is that kind of player. I think they need to transplant in some players from other successful organisations.
I think the deal seemed like a slap in the face last year because they were judging Zach Merritt as like basically a top 5 player in the comp.
Yeah, well, his value's diminishing with the way he's playing as much as anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's an interesting one. They did have some shining light in this game against Carlton. I think Sullivan Roby is becoming a player in front of our eyes. I think
totally, yeah.
His stoppage work and contest work around the ball is just so good. I think when he can push forward a bit and add a few goals to his game, he's going to be an incredible player.
Could he be a +4? We went +3.
Yeah, we did. I reckon he could be a +4.
I think he could be a +4.
He could be a bloody +4.
Yeah.
Zach Reid, probably the best game I've ever seen him play.
It's good to see him stringing games together. Because, I think the talent's there.
It's nice to see that crop, to be honest, of you've got Cox, Perkins, and Reid from that 2020 draft, and they're all actually out there playing.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that hasn't happened too many times. I think there was a stat they've only played.
I think it was earlier in the year they played their first game together.
Oh, was it the first?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it was something incredible like that. obviously the Jagger Willem thing, we talked about it a little bit before.
At every opportunity, I've just talked Jagger down. I feel a bit bad about that. It's just in the context of those
people
two.
Are saying that you don't like him.
No. No, I have no ill will towards the kid. He's obviously a very good young player. And Harry Dean is also, he had a really good battle, I thought, with Nate Caddy.
Dean's impressive. He's really impressive for me. Did you notice that they played Ben Mackay forward again?
Yeah.
For the Bombers, I think he kicked 3, didn't he?
Yeah, they kicked 5 between them. I can't remember who kicked the 3 and who kicked the 2. But it's funny that it was only the second time they've ever played each other.
That's right, because there was always that running joke.
And they were going to play on each other. Had they played in the normal position, presumably, and now they've gone to opposite ends of the ground, so they just do not want to play against each other.
They don't like getting anywhere near each other. They did have a little bit of a tussle on the ground as well. Sam Naomi King says, the point on keeping him is we have almost the youngest list and you need some of your better players to help develop. I get that, but that's not happening right now, is it?
Yeah.
That is not happening right now.
Yeah.
So, that is definitely something in theory that you can stand for. But, if the player doesn't want to be there and then you're sort of it's diminishing what you're getting from that experience even being there at all, right?
Yeah.
I agree with you, though. You can't just have all young players coming in. It's a tricky one. We've got the Collingwood and Melbourne game. To be honest, it's going to be difficult for us to...
We kind of reacted to it at the start of this stream. So if you're watching this later, we watched the last quarter as part of this stream.
We did. We certainly did, Jesse.
I think we are probably close to done. We are approaching 3 hours.
Approaching 3 hours. Incredible. I actually was going to show you this, Jesse. Have you seen this thing? This will just cap off a really, really overall, just a weird stream.
Weird stream, yeah.
Just in general. I'm just gonna turn my computer around so you can see this. And I'm gonna play this video. Okay. This I sort of was just fascinated that this actually existed. If it's gonna play for me. It's not gonna play for me. Hang on.
Essendon superfans have staged a James Hird rally outside the club, hoping to build momentum for an extraordinary coaching comeback. The Bombers' top job remains vacant following the sacking of Brad Scott, and supporters took to Tullamarine for a call to arms. Owen Leonard was there.
Braving the cold and rain, the message from these fans loud and clear at Essendon headquarters.
What do we want?
Hirdy!
When do we want him?
Now!
What do we want?
Hirdy!
When do we want him?
Now! They want redemption for James Hird, who last coached the club in...
So, Jesse...
Was that a campaign for Hird?
That was a campaign for Hird. They had the big redemption number 5 banner up. And you didn't hear this.
I like how there's 11 of them.
There's not many. It looked a bit cold and wet. And there was a chant. You didn't hear this. But there's a chant that was like, what do we want? Hird. When do we want it? Now. I'm like, who the fuck are these people?
Oh, God. Oh, that's so funny.
Is this even real life?
Yeah. Oh, my God. I remember on Big Footy, this guy tried to start a campaign to, do that at the club the day after we traded pick 3 to Carlton. Jagger Smith.
They wanted to do a protest.
Yeah, there weren't too many takers, but...
How many were there?
Well, I don't think they didn't actually do it, but the thread was started on Big Footy to do it.
To go down.
It was very funny.
And pick it.
Yeah, exactly. What do we want? Pick 3. When do we want it? We wanted it yesterday. We still want it now.
Yeah, we wanted it at the draft, to take to the draft. In that situation, if you're watching that and you're the Essendon, obviously you're going there to kind of to pick it to the Essendon board, so they look at it and go shit, we've got to do something about this. You look out, you're at the hangar or whatever, and you look out the window and you're like,
what do we want? Hey.
You'd be like, I'd be like, oh, fuck this.
Yeah, I don't know if that helps his chances.
Yeah, probably makes it a little bit worse for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't understand it. I mean, I sort of do. We talked about it. It's the Napoleon thing.
Yes, remind me.
Restore the national identity of France.
Okay.
Right. It's
that is actually a very good comparison.
It's we need to get our identity back. It's and even that language, I reckon the Welsh thing, I reckon there's a sign in that Welsh is going, when he said, we don't want to get pushed around anymore. I reckon that was James Hird coded. We're bring him back. Yeah, bring back, make Essendon great again.
Yeah.
It's the nationalist
Yeah.
tagline.
Yeah. I mean, there is an argument that like it can't get any worse from many points of view. On the other hand, though, for me, like it's the optics of reinstating a coach that was sacked in disgrace. It's not that I think that he's a terrible person for it, and I do think like we've all moved on, but there's something wrong about reinstating him to the exact same job.
Okay, so in that scenario though, who are you trying to appease? Who are you appeasing by the optics are bad? Granted. So who
I see
are
what
you
you're saying.
worried about?
Oh, it's probably just a principle thing
Okay,
more than optics.
you had
what
your
I mean by
chance
that
kind
is
of thing.
that it looks bad.
It
but
looks
What I mean is more from a principle point of view. It doesn't feel quite right to me, but it's also not my footy club.
I think devil's advocate, the Essendon and people would say that we don't care what you think.
Fair enough.
Is where they would go with it.
And that's valid.
I just think if you're wanting to be like a successful sporting organisation, like whatever you are, you're making like these day-to-day decisions. One of them is which is getting a coach and getting people into your club. Like you should be making the decision, like you should be making correct, positive, small decisions like every day, right?
Yes.
And this feels like it's some sort of a like hope, really big picture thing.
Like throwing caution to the wind.
Throwing caution to the wind
Yeah.
and like what's the worst that can happen? And like let's just try it and see what happens.
Let's undercook the cake.
Yeah, exactly. Let's not ice it or half ice it.
You can't have a half-iced cake.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's a mess.
End up like Carlton.
I'll just see who's in the chat. I think we're pretty much we've been going a while, haven't we?
Woody says James was a big Dodo fan. He might bring him back. It's Dodoro.
Oh God, imagine that. Getting the boys back together. Lads.
It would be such a vibes appointment though, wouldn't it?
Biggest vibes appointment of all time.
Spinkscape says, what's he done in coaching since leaving the club? I mean, that's valid. That's what I mean. It's a vibes pick.
That's exactly right. And that's what I'm saying about making those like the more sort of granular decisions and like making, okay, we just want to get all our decision making right. And they're like, let's fucking employ this guy who hasn't, like, whether or not he can probably coach, right?
Yeah.
He's coached before. He knows football, all of
With
that.
some success, I would say, although it's obviously tarnished.
Yeah, I don't think we really know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I think that's fair. But like, you don't generally go, you don't look at somebody's coaching career like that and go like, well, it might have gone well, so like, let's bring him back in the door. You know what I mean? Like, you're just randomly throwing
It was
darts.
less shit than this.
Yeah, it's exactly like, it's hardly a positive resume. But anyway, Essendon fans and the club will decide ultimately. I think we're going to wrap it up there, Jesse.
We shall. That was our longest show in a long time.
It was a lot of
good
fun.
though.
I
Yeah, good fun.
enjoyed that. It was a bit rogue.
It was, yeah.
A little bit.
Got allegations of being weird.
Not enough eels. For mine.
Yeah, but we don't have time to get into that inside joke.
We don't. We do have this Saturday night.
Yes. Yep. Saturday, 4 o'clock Melbourne time, 2 p.m. Perth time.
4 o'clock. Oh, it's good. Afternoon stream.
Yep. We will be live right here for True Footy Cup. Used to be called the Spoon Bowl. We've graduated now.
Yeah, True Footy
Sort
Cup.
of.
Sort
By
of.
the fairest of margins.
Could you call it
Grand
wild
final
card?
preview?
I was going to say wild card
Yeah.
smash.
Yes.
That's a good one.
That's what we'll call it.
Okay, guys, thanks for being with us today. Thanks for all the contributions. We will see you. We've got heaps of